Click on go live. Okay,
I'm
we're
gonna-
live,
we're
but we're not
watching,
public. Hold on.
I'm gonna mute Marcus.
Sure, Joe. And now,
He's muted.
fucking sure. Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk more about what if. Yeah. Because...
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk more about what if.
Sure. Yeah. What if? What the best
Goodbye,
show ever?
everyone.
The one show everyone loves. Did you believe?
Okay. Yeah, for a second, yes.
Okay, classic. I forgot to put this on chat. Today I'm very underprepared today, so just everyone bear with me, please.
Time to meet Marcus again.
Jesus Christ, Jeb.
There we go.
Why can't I pin the message?
What's that, Marcus? I'm deaf. Can't hear you.
You know you're deaf, Jeb.
You can sod to a horse.
What?
No,
What the fuck is
I'll
happening?
unmute him.
I can't
Hello,
pin the message
everyone.
on
Today
chat.
we're going to talk about what if.
Yes. Today we're gonna talk about what if. Yeah.
Hello,
sorry,
everyone.
I'm tweeting.
Today we're going to talk about what if.
I'm fucking tweeting the stream out. Like I said, I'm very underprepared. But hello, yeah. What if the best show on earth that everyone loves that only deals with very mature and complex topics such as Party Thor. So yeah, we're very excited to talk about it today and then never ever again.
Is my father.
Yeah, Party Thor is my father as well. He's great.
What if in general is my father?
And Father Paul is all our fathers because he's Father Paul.
No.
Oh, Shandy died again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
No. Anyway.
Shandy died again.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna mute Shandy. He hasn't said a word, but there we go.
It's gonna really change a lot, yeah.
He's unmuted. I'm gonna mute Tin, because that'll actually do nothing. Can't hear you, Tin.
Tin died just when you
Okay.
just said that, so you know.
I have to go take a
Tin.
piss, so if I missed anything, I apologize.
No, we're good. I don't know. You guys keep like getting in and out of chat, of the call. Jesus, I can't fucking. This is cringe. I can't send a message with the donate to the channel here. I don't know why. Like chat is just not working properly. So, Naira, you're in chat. I'm gonna send you a message. You put it in chat, and then I'm gonna turn you into a moderator, so you can, so I can pin it. That sounds
Why
good.
not just get one of us?
I mean, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Just here, just someone just put that in chat. I swear to God, that's all I need.
Give me a sec.
You do not have a sec. Fucking do it
I
now.
love this man.
Yeah, I forgot that you guys, exist, but whatever. Naira is cooler than all of you.
Very nice.
Okay, I pinned it. So yes, hello everyone. Now we're ready to start talking. So hey, yeah, okay, Jeb, chill with the links. Jeb, stop posting the link in chat. I swear to fuck, Jeb, I'm gonna mute. Ooh, for fuck's sake. Oh my Christ. Okay, so anyway, hello. Today, what if? Last time, what was the
Just
last
copied
episode
you.
of What If we watched? I don't even remember. We talked
Oh.
about ECUM.
I think, was it episode 3? From episode 3
Yeah.
on, like before?
No, well, I think it was episode 2. No?
Might have been.
Huh?
It's 2 or
Yeah, the
3.
last
time
video
we
we
did-
covered wasn't
Oh,
episode
we
2.
watched the video 1, episode 2, but I'm talking like the last episode.
But episode 4 and 5 were out by then, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
we enjoy episode 4. The rest is shit. So
I don't even think
Yeah.
I enjoy episode 4 anymore, to be honest.
why not?
I spoke to a friend about it some more, and yeah, I don't think it holds up as well anymore.
How so?
Just some nonsense with the time travel shit and how Doctor Strange could have used it, but I can't really remember any of the details, so I can't give like a proper reason.
All right.
No.
Well, at least character-wise, I'd say it works pretty well in
Fine.
terms of the motivation and everything. I do remember the plot being pretty good. I'd need to rewatch it anyway to be more, certain about it. But yeah.
Hey, that's me.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
are the certain vids. So you are always certain.
Yes.
So
I'm
your
always
take
certain.
is a definitive one on literally everything.
I dictate opinions here.
Yeah,
I object.
you can't. It's literally impossible.
You can't. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
Shut the fuck up.
Sure.
Happy birthday to
Day to
you.
you.
It's no longer ECUM
Happy
birthday.
birthday
Stop.
It's Nyra's
to
birthday, so we're
you.
gonna sing happy birthday to her.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Nira.
Happy
yeah,
birthday,
yes.
fuck you, die in a fire, don't care.
Yeah, happy birthday, Naira. Congratulations. See, I turned you into a moderator because of it's your birthday. It was all planned perfectly.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
I agree.
So anyway, since then, episodes
Happy
6, 7,
birthday.
8, and 9 of What If have come out, and we have some thoughts. I guess. Well, what do you guys think is the best episode out of those?
Out of what
Me.
episodes?
6, 7, 8, and
Me.
9. The last three.
7, easily 7.
Me.
7 was a Party Thor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's Killmonger's is the best episode.
Yuck.
This is hard. I guess I'm gonna have to agree with Shandy. I think.
Right.
No. The world building of how many fucking people are there that shouldn't be. No, I agree with Marcus.
Nice. Good. I'm glad.
What did Marcus say?
The Killmonger episode is the best out of the last 4.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch
yeah.
it, CV? Because you said you skipped 2
I
episodes, right?
no. I skipped that one and I skipped the Party Thor one. I just did not want to watch those.
I mean, those are the most worthless ones. Like, genuinely
Exactly.
nothing of value is in them. Not that the other ones have anything of value, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Killmonger one is the best simply because it does the least amount of damage. I think Party Thor does a lot of
Sure.
damage because of just how many characters end up showing up and to his party. It's just on a level that is insane for the world building. But
Mantis.
yeah, Mantis showing up isn't was freaking absurd. Nebula as well, right? Like, when is the film supposed to take place? The episode supposed to take place?
Good question.
Oh no, don't care.
It'd be
Oh,
around.
I know.
It'd be around Thor 1 because it's
Yeah.
it's when Jane Foster is doing the research and when Odin goes into Odin's sleep. So it has to be during Thor 1, which is like just before Avengers 2012. So like
And I
Nebula going there, sure.
And I like how the change to enable all this is Loki not being picked up, disregarding anything Thor went through himself with his father.
Yeah, no, it's really dumb. And they also really undermine Frigga as a character. Like, she's just
Yeah.
made out to be this weird ass, just this stereotypical wife. Just like, oh, my husband is, in Odin's sleep. Let me go shopping. Let me go hang out with friends. It's like, I hate that so much.
I found it funny.
There were a few moments that I found funny. Like, no, never mind. The one I thought was funny was from the last episode when the Watcher grabs Party Thor and Party Thor is yelling. I thought that was unexpected and I laughed at that.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, just
I don't think I laughed at a single
It
instance of
makes
the
you laugh
last
a bit.
episode. I was just
Oh, I laughed a
dying on
lot at the
inside.
last episode. It was so bad. It was really funny.
Oh, I was chatting with Marcus while I was watching the last episode. You can see my laughter in the message form.
Oh
is
yeah, let
very,
me
very
I
intense.
think I'm gonna put that on screen. Hold on. This is okay, so I'm gonna get the first part.
Do you guys like my new profile picture?
Oh yes, I do. It is quite
Not-
hog. Haha.
Just
Not really, no.
Neb's gonna be happier there.
Okay, so let me put this on screen so everyone can see how much CV loved this last episode. So this is his
Give me the
laughter.
gold.
There's quite a bit of laughter here. if you can't tell.
It's quite a bit.
It's just a bit, yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
It was a faint sort of exhale of the nose.
Yeah,
That's when the
slight
laughter
chuckle,
was.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, so I guess we're all in agreement that the last 2 episodes are the worst of these 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
Jeb, I meant to ask you, what do you think is worse, episode 8 or 9? Because for
8.
me, I have a definitive answer, but I'm not sure about you.
8.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'd say 9 is easily worse.
I'd go with 9 as
9
well,
is
yeah.
easily worse. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I go with 8. 8's the one where Ultron slices Thanos in half and all that shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's,
it's
Ultron had 1, yeah.
and how the Watcher literally causes the situation by not stopping with his talking.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying 8.
Well, my issue mostly with 9, well, obviously it's an episode where literally nothing makes sense, but the last moment is the thing that I find the funniest, when Doctor Strange traps Killmonger and Ultron in that pocket dimension. And it's like, we know that Killmonger is a human, so he's gonna die in like a couple days. And so fucking Zola Vision Ultron is gonna get the 6 stones and break out of the prison. So, like, everything that happened in the episode is worthless.
I think you can just assume that he lives for longer because it's some sort of alternate reality.
Well, time still has to flow linearly.
Does it? In that little pocket dimension?
Well, yeah. Well, if it doesn't have to, then it's worthless to keep watch of the universe anyway, because they're never going to break out if time doesn't flow the same way. And so Doctor Strange Supreme doesn't need to keep watching it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and there's also the fact, that episode has Ultron, who last episode was shown that he could eat galaxies, and he loses because an arrow was fired at his eye, and
Ridiculous.
Peggy is like, yo, let's, expose your eye to this arrow.
That fucking arrow, God.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Oh yeah, and the jump, fucking Natasha's bike and then Peggy's jump. It's like, okay, I don't think physics works that way, but whatever. Just hold on one sec. Just because Dominic sent a super chat saying, "Hello, CV, Jeb, Marcus, Shandy, Tin, and Zod. Hope you all are having a great day."
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
Tin apparently isn't, but the rest of us are, yeah.
Yes.
The moment
Yes.
his name is mentioned, he just has to bail. He can't deal with the pressure of actually having to talk. Classic Tin.
But, yeah, I have both episodes at 0 out of 10 anyway.
Ridiculous.
Both are completely broken.
Yeah,
Last episode
I
is
guess.
10 out of 10.
I mean, the last episode has Strange Supreme, so
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Strange Supreme isn't bad in the last episode. He's incompetent, but I wouldn't say character-wise he's bad. So, I'd say he's probably the biggest positive out of the 2 episodes.
Yes.
Bam.
I do also find hilarious how Zola takes over Ultron's body and is like, well, I guess I gotta destroy you. As opposed to being like, well, I guess I'm gonna control you now since now I have the 6 Infinity Stones. And I can, just start Hydra's rule of the multiverse as opposed to the world. But whatever.
Also, like, how was this a solution in the first place if it required Killmonger from a different universe?
How do you mean?
So in episode 8, the Watcher states that the solution is through using Zemo and deactivating Ultron.
Zola, not Zemo, but yeah.
Yeah, but if we already know Zola's just gonna use the stones anyway, how's that a viable solution?
Well, the thing is, the Watcher is really retarded because he says he can see everything that is and could be and will be, and so that's why he picks the people he picks, because it's like, oh, my plan will work. But if that's the case, I don't understand how he doesn't pick like the most optimal team to deal with it in a way that wouldn't like cause any
Yeah, that's my
issues. Yeah, because
Yeah,
like they're
that's, like,
infinite
the
universes. Just
biggest
pick
thing for
the
me.
best, the best people to do the job. Just pick a bunch of visions from a bunch of different universes, and that's gonna be way easier.
Pick a
Captain
bunch of
Marvel,
strangers.
Odin's,
Use it just-
Strangers.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't really understand.
And
Watch
even
this
if you
branch.
are going to use people like Thor, like why party Thor?
I don't
All
understand
people.
it either. Just if you're gonna choose a Thor, maybe like Infinity War Thor has a Stormbreaker. Even just like that's much better than using Party Thor.
Yeah, like literally the description of his episode says he never learned how to become a hero, and that's the one he picks for his team.
Yeah. No, and I also find it like super insane that Watcher says I've seen everything that has been and could be, but he doesn't see that Ultron would get the 6 stones and start destroying the multiverse until he starts doing it. Like, how does that make any sense?
Well,
It's-
so you see, it's a allegory for
Racism.
capitalism.
Sure, that.
That's that too. And they're essentially showing that the Watcher is racist.
He's racist
and-
against Ultrons. He just doesn't watch any universe that has any Ultron. He's like, fuck that. I hate
Yes.
robots. Just real quick, because Ethanos also sent a super chat saying, CV, if you don't use the photoshopped image of yourself, the Sergeant BP as your profile picture, I'm gonna make you watch us for 24 hours straight. So, you have been warned, CV.
I'll take my chances.
Oh no, not a warning from Janelle Lover 69.
Oh, damn. Have you actually seen us, CV?
I have
Oh,
a long
okay.
time ago.
Right.
It was something.
That is the correct reaction, yeah. It was something.
Indeed, a movie.
Yeah. Good description.
What I love about the finale as well is that they bring in Gamora, who was from cut content but kept episode 3, which has the least bearing for the finale.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, if they were gonna cut the Gamora episode, they needed to change a bit in the finale to have it work with it, and they just don't. It seemed like they just literally they're like, oh, we already animated the finale, so whatever, let's keep it as is.
Yeah, so which Gamora is that? Because I had no idea.
That episode was supposed to exist, but it was cut because the plot was too similar to Guardians 3. So yeah, that's why the
Okay.
episode doesn't exist, and pretty much that's the reason why she's there, and they never cut her from the finale, or changed the explanation for why she's there.
Great planning.
I know, right?
Which indicates to me that her character progression in the episode is similar to how 2014 Gamora will be.
That could be, yeah. It's
Yeah.
that's probably one of the reasons why it's similar to Guardians 3.
Why doesn't the Watcher take both the characters from the cut universe?
Yeah, why doesn't he take the Tony Stark? It's like, not you, Tony, and gets Gamora. Fight the fuck.
Yeah.
No, I don't want more people in this multiversal war. Just you.
Limit. Like, you literally get a limitless amount of people. Why is it going, no, only 6? Like, the fuck?
6 is the optimal number, 10. We all know that.
Of course.
Exactly
Yeah.
why we have 6 people in the call right now. You see,
The-
10.
Yeah.
6 is perfect.
The Avengers, like
Oh,
in
fuck.
Infinity War,
I know.
the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame are like, no, you can't come with us. There's more than 6 otherwise.
Yeah, that's why the
Alright.
Avengers lost in Infinity War, because it was more than 6 people fighting.
It's why
And it's why Thanos won.
Yeah.
It's why Thanos won, because he only had like 3 helpers.
Well, he had Proxima Midnight, Squidward, big guy,
Ebony Maw.
Ebony.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I
Ebony
guess,
Maw's the Squidward guy.
yeah, but there's another weird guy who looks like Squidward as well. So
Corvus Clave.
yeah, that's
whatever
it.
his name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Corvus
so
Clave.
he had 4 helpers.
He had
I guess.
4.
So with
He had
him
4
it's
helpers.
5.
Yeah, the Black Order.
But then he also he had Nebula, who he was torturing. So that's 6. So that works perfectly.
That's 6. That's why he
Exactly.
won.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, I'm glad we figured that
Nice.
out.
Guys, Infinity War is
CPNC, it was
objectively a
number 6.
10 out of 10 now.
Yeah, everything makes sense. If you use the rule of 6, it'll always make sense.
Yes,
Why doesn't he
Comedy
take
White
Vision and give
ECUM
him the
is the
Infinity
best.
Stones? It would be more than a match for Thanos. Then I don't know, not Thanos, Ultron. Well, it's weird as well that they say that the stones can they're specific to each universe, but then Ultron can use them in other universes. And also that doesn't really make sense that the stones are unique to each universe when the universes are changed in like way later than just from Inception, because if it was from Inception that the stones were different because the stones are from when the universe starts, then the entire universe would be different as opposed to just, oh, what if Ultron won? What if Peggy was Captain Carter? So that doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, the universes stay the same until a change happens. So if that's the case, then the
Infinity Stones
stones
should be
being
the same.
forged,
Yeah.
they would be the exact same. Like nothing would be
Yeah, I
different.
mean,
so
there
that
would
doesn't
be
make
other
sense.
universes where the stones are different, but those wouldn't be the ones we've seen.
Those, yeah,
And
the ones
so,
we've seen.
yeah,
are
and
all
so
the same.
Gamora's weapon would definitely work. And it's like, you assume that he picked Gamora because of her weapon, but he knows her weapon wouldn't work. And it was part of the plan for the plan to fail. It's so dumb, dude. I don't understand the Watcher. He's so fucking retarded.
He's just a higher level thinker. Is what he is. He's ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
He planned his own retardation. That's how smart he is.
It's Community has episodes that make fun of that concept. Like heist films are like, oh, part of the plan is first you get caught, and the plan should go wrong, and then it goes right. And it's like, yeah, it's retarded when that shit happens. That it's also retarded when the Watcher does it. I really don't understand it. I don't.
My favorite part was when the Vision just cuts Thanos in half.
Oh yeah, no, that was great
of the show.
It really
That's
does
very
not
nice of the show.
undermine Infinity War at all.
Not at all. Not even a little. It's the exact same. Nothing changes.
No.
All that was missing was him just going, oh, as he falls apart.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
I think that would be too dignified for what they were going for. They made Thanos so pathetic. It's like, yeah, he showed up and he died, and he doesn't even get a chance to do anything. He just dies.
Which, by the way, that doesn't make sense. 'Cause
Timeline-wise, yeah.
I'm assuming that happens right after Age of Ultron.
Yeah, which would
right
be
after Age of Ultron, he picked up the gauntlet. That's what happened right after Age of Ultron. the main
yeah,
universe.
it was around that, yeah.
So, yeah, that doesn't make. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, his conquest should have started then. I don't know how he already has 5 stones.
Yeah,
Especially when he would have needed to get a few of them from Earth, and Ultron was on Earth, so Ultron should have known that.
And he has the Soul Stone, and Gamora is still alive.
Is she still alive? Do we know that
Yes.
that Gamora's alive?
Yes.
They showed the
wait.
Raven guy in 2.
We see the scene where they're fighting that beast thing.
Oh yeah,
No, that takes place in
So
2014.
this-
yeah. That does
Gamora's-
take place in 2014. Yeah, it's 6 months after Guardians 1 is when Guardians 2 takes place. Yeah, I forgot we saw that
So-
scene because it annoyed me so much that they killed the Guardians. I think the thing that annoyed me the most in all 4 episodes was when T'Challa saves Peter Quill from Ego, and then the Guardians theme starts playing. That really pissed me off. Like that really.
You know what pissed me off?
I love Guardians so much.
When they just blow up Ego with a single detonator.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
They
also
just-
completely undermines the conflict of Guardians 2 with how they have to blow up
Like-
Eagle's score and keep him distracted. It's-
It was
And the most
that
we get
easy
is-
yeah,
to beat
The most we
Ego.
get is that his planet face has a frown on it before he dies.
isn't that hilarious?
Yeah,
Again,
so
he
funny.
should have just said "oh" before he goes.
We need the
It's too dignified.
Norman Osborn treatment. We need the O. So yeah, we're big fans of What If. And
Yes.
so we're also going to talk about another person who's also a big fan of What If, Nando v Movies, which from the title, I kind of misled you all with the title, because the title is What If Nando v Movies made a good video. And I'm not sure we're actually going to find out, because both videos we're going to cover today aren't that great, but maybe we can change our minds. So yeah,
Maybe.
if everyone in the watch together, it seems like he has 6 people. Yeah, so this video is called My Problem with What If, which is him specifically targeting episode 4, the Strange Supreme episode. The episode that most of us here really enjoy and think is, actually well made.
Yeah.
As opposed to the rest of the show that we hate. But Nando loves because he's fucking Nando. So, let's hear why he has a problem with that episode.
If is weird. Last time I made a video about What If, I was kind of cold on the series. Episode 1 felt like an underwhelming reimagining of the first Avenger. Episode 2 had a pitch that just fundamentally did not work for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fundamentally doesn't
That's
work
okay.
in general. Not just for you, but
Yeah.
Episode 2 is pure pain.
But episode 3 was a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
The episode where Hank Pym decides to literally kill people defending Earth. Very in character for him. Fuck's sake.
A 1 for sure. And don't get me wrong, the animation has moments where it's really spectacular, and
Do not use this moment to show the animation. It's
Oh.
really bad. Look at the sliding. It's insanely shit. Like, I'll say, I was talking to CV earlier. I think the animation gets better as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Like episode 4, obviously, I'd say is the best looking. But like when you have episode 6, for example, when Killmonger is looking at the sunset, that's actually like a phenomenal frame. Like both angles, just from the side and from behind them. And then episode 8, where when Hawkeye sacrifices himself, even though it makes absolutely no sense that he does. When he sacrifices himself, that shot is also phenomenal. That one frame, but it's like
I agree.
few and far between. And the first few episodes, especially episode 1, it looks really bad. I really hate the character design and everything. It's really shit.
episodes are usually pretty funny. Like, looking back, the Loki impersonating Fury lines are so good.
Her mother was an agent? Oh, don't worry about her. I doubt she'd mind, considering she's dead. I don't give a damn about any of them.
So good. But the stories
Sure.
are where
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I like Tom Hiddleston. He is fun.
That's
You
about
can
it.
tell he's having fun in the role.
Yeah, that's the most I can get out of it.
You guys like my new PFP?
Oh yes, I do.
Oh, of course.
the best character in any Marvel property.
Yeah, the
Yes,
Yeah,
big
it's
small.
baby face person.
What
Yes.
If has been losing me. So just like I talked about what I liked and didn't like about episodes 1 through 3, I want to take a very deep dive into episodes 4 through 6. See how they stack up and see if any patterns emerge. Spoiler alert, one will. And spoiler alert for episodes 4 through 6. Episode 4, What If Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands? What was this episode a what if of? Like, what was I watching? Because it sure felt like the what if was what if Doctor Strange tried to save Christine, the love of his life, from her untimely death.
Yeah, what? No. You're fucking
What
retarded.
if-
Oh, it's what if Jesus fucking Christ. So she's his heart. I don't understand. Okay, so let me explain to you what a metaphor is. A metaphor is when you use a word to apply meaning to something else. I actually needed to explain what a metaphor is in my Wisecrack video too. So, this is pretty consistent with video essays where they don't understand what a fucking metaphor is. So anyway,
Hey, I'm a video essayist.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
You're a
don't-
moron.
you don't
So
understand
anyway.
metaphors.
So anyway, fucking, she's his heart. So it's pretty much, if they were in the car accident together and she died and Strange didn't lose his hands, what he lost was instead was Christine. What would happen? That is the what if. What if she had died in the accident as opposed to Doctor Strange losing his hands? That
You
is
know
the
what I
if. That is
like?
the one change.
He's complaining that he doesn't know what the what if was about, like what the actual what if was. But he says he likes episode 3 when that was just a complete misleading title Like it made no
Oh
sense.
yeah, it
for
was
to
what
be
if the
titled-
Avenger? What if Earth didn't have its mightiest heroes? But it's in fact, what if Hope had joined the Avengers?
The thing is,
yeah, very consistent.
it's literally shown in the beginning where it's removing hands and puts heart.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
big
Yeah.
clue.
Yeah, but you forget. He's a lot like Drax. Metaphors go over his head.
Yeah.
His reflexes are too good. He wouldn't catch
Unfortunately,
them.
he can't catch them.
We all made the joke at the same time. Yeah, it's like some dude said, if he had lost his actual heart, he would have died, and there'd be no episode, Nando. So, what, did he expect for him to actually lose his heart?
He lost
No,
his
it could
actual
also
heart.
been, he could
All
also
I
have
can
been
think
using a
of-
metaphor by saying that he lost like all emotion. That could have been what he was going for.
All I can think of is an ACF one where he's like, you stole my lungs, princess. It's like, you stole my heart.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I watch these things for a living. Like, it is my job to watch movies, specifically Marvel movies. And even I cannot remember what the deal was with Strange and Christine. I thought they were
What?
friends who kind
What?
of had a thing. And
What? So just rewatch Doctor Strange then, are you retarded?
Together.
Just rewatch it. I don't care if you remember or not how it works. Just rewatch the film and check. It's actually really consistent in episode 4. Their relationship is... Their relationship is really good. I really like it. What the fuck is this?
Okay, so they are presented as like, you know, they used to be a thing. Now they're just like, you know,
And they're not a thing anymore
acquaintances.
because of Doctor Strange being way too narcissistic and egocentric to a point where he couldn't really view Christine as like another person, another human being. He just saw her as like someone else to kind of stroke his ego.
And the thing, and what they present it as in episode 4 is pretty consistent with that. They're not going out as a date. It's like, you know, just two friends going for dinner.
Yeah, because they continue to be friends. They work on the same hospital.
Yeah, it's like not every person you go to dinner with is your lover. Like, that's not.
Yeah,
how it
like the
works.
point is, even if they weren't together anymore in Doctor Strange, when you see Christine and Doctor Strange talking, you see a lot that she's like his moral compass in a way, which is what guides him towards his arc. Till we have that scene with him and Ancient One just before the Ancient One dies, where they talk, and it's like, yeah, you gotta let go of that arrogance. You know, the world will be fucked if you don't. Which is a good scene, and also shows that Doctor Strange has been character assassinated in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. But whatever. Fuck's sake, Nando.
Asked, but then gave up on it because the Marvel Cinematic Universe has about as much sexiness as George Costanza watching Zero Dark 30. Did
What?
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 Can
What
you
does
go back?
sexiness
I
have to
do
do
not
with anything?
understand
They're
What's it
okay,
about?
okay. Yeah, let's go back.
who kind of had a thing in the past, but then gave up on it because the Marvel Cinematic Universe has about as much sexiness as George Costanza watching Zero Dark 30. Did
Oh, so he's
So
saying
did he want a
like,
sex?
they-
I don't understand. What is this point?
I think he's saying like they were too sexy. I don't
No,
get
but
it.
he's
Not
saying they're
really.
not sexy.
Is he trying to say
No,
they
no,
were too
I think
flirty
he's
in the
saying like.
episode?
So he's saying that the MCU has about as much sexiness as whatever he said. So he's like saying like it's not very sexy, and so apparently I think he's implying these two were like
Oh,
too
they're trying
sexy
to
for the
change it.
MCU. Yeah, because it's like it's
What?
too
Or
much.
yeah, or they were too sexy, and that's why they aren't an item anymore. Is that what he means?
Yeah, that's what he means. I think.
What?
I don't. It's a terrible.
Jeff's
either
getting
way.
a stroke trying to understand it with us. We see me and try to rationalize, and Jeff's just in the background, falling to the ground, having a convulsion.
It's a terrible point, however you look at it. But
Oh, yeah, it's
that's
just-
that's
for
about
one-
as much sense as I
Like
can
the
make
thing
out
is,
of
it doesn't really matter whether it's sexy or not. Their characters, their relationship makes sense. Like with how it's
It's-
established in Doctor Strange.
Also,
But you
kind
see-
of point. Oh, wait. There you go first.
They're not sexy though. So
I mean,
They're-
sure.
Counterpoint to not enough sexiness in the MCU. Counterpoint, Scarlett Johansson.
I mean, yeah. She's been
Yeah.
since
yeah.
2010. She's been for 11 years in the MCU. She's brought us a lot of sexiness. So
Exactly.
Yeah, even his point that it's not the MCU in general is not that it doesn't make sense at all.
Time for a controversial take. This means Joss Whedon is innocent. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I still don't have enough evidence to say that Joss Whedon did anything wrong, because the allegations I've heard are just they don't sound all the legitimate, but whatever.
So watching.
Oh shit! Hold on. Dominic super chatted saying, "No, Marcus, we don't know if it's actually Doctor Strange. It could be Mephisto." Yes, it could definitely be Mephisto with the No Way Home trailer. That is true. That is a good point. Definitely not Doctor Strange. No, because that would
It's
be a lot better.
Mysterio.
It's Mysterio disguised as Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, Strike brought up Elizabeth Olsen in the chat. WandaVision, the entirety of WandaVision was very much focused on Elizabeth Olsen.
I mean, yeah.
I want to bring up
You could
someone.
you could just cite Iron Man 2, where she was hired specifically for her sex appeal.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the time she is hired because she's hot, because she is very hot, but she's also talented. So I don't really.
I don't mean the actress. I mean the character. Like Tony hired her because she's hot.
Yeah.
I got a character.
He's
So-
based there.
I think Korg, you know.
I knew he was gonna say Hulk. I knew it.
No, I think
No, he
Korg.
said
I'd say
Korg, you
Korg.
moron. Korg.
Oh, okay,
Korg is much
okay.
better because
Korg.
he's voiced by Taika Waititi, so his voice is, very attractive.
Who wouldn't be turned on by that sexy New Zealand accent?
Me, because I live here.
Just flipping me out.
He plays Fortnite, so
That is true.
And now his sexiness
Yeah.
is gone.
What the fuck was the Fortnite
Jane.
player name? Was it Epic
Noob
Gamer 69?
Master 69.
Noob
Master
Master
69,
69, yeah.
yeah.
Epic Gamer 69 is
Master.
like a Wayne Manor troll. Yeah, I forgot about that. But, Noob Master 69. Jesus, Endgame was a fever dream.
I think
They
that's
did a,
sexy as
uh,
well. Unless they're a
They had this
child.
whole
then.
ad. They had this whole ad for it. It was like some random employee was New Master 69 this whole time. I think. It was just this ad for the MCU.
That sounds very anticlimactic.
I mean,
Well,
I
let me-
remember,
let me see.
And like it was
I
like
remember it
it
now.
was like maybe like a parallel Loki or even like Deadpool before he was introduced. I mean that'd be more interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
here's
if
that
it was Deadpool, that
commercial.
would actually be funny.
Okay. Yes, here it is. Let me see. It's the same thing. Yeah, it was an Xbox ad, and Anthony Mackie was in it. And
TC Kabalin is asking how to donate. The pinned comment in chat from Jeb has a link to Streamlabs. If you click on that link, you can donate through PayPal. And with that, you can donate to the stream if you want. Falcon and the Winter
Yes.
Soldier plus Xbox.
This.
Oh, that, sure.
Oh, I remember
this
that.
over there.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember
Yeah.
watching that. I remember thinking it was really cringe.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
I like how Jeb was cut off mid-sentence. He was like, "Well, it was a May," and Discord didn't
Oh, I
even
can
let
send
him
the
finish.
link again. Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jeb. Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, TC, if you wanna get the link, there's quite a few ways to get it in chat now. So
why are
I'm
my
gonna-
links not links?
Shut up. I'm going to rescind the
Bless
new
you.
My
Master
links are not
69.
links.
Streamlabs. There's also a link in the description. You can also use your credit card. Oh, can you use your credit card? I didn't know that. Oh, anyway.
It's not working. I can't
Don't
believe
use your
this.
credit card because I'll get the rest of your money.
Sure. So anyway, the what if video. That was an interesting tangent we went on. I really like that. So anyway,
Zero Dark 30. Did this relationship exist? Was it?
yes,
Yes.
the
did.
film confirms it did. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, when the film says
Do
that the relationship happened, we believe it did because it's established that it did.
Nando,
I'm
what are you
sorry.
showing
I
right
don't- what?
Nando, what are you showing right now?
No, you see, Jeb. This is afterwards. This is at the end of the film. He's saying before. He's saying before the film starts. Did it exist?
I mean, yes. When you kind of ask someone on a date and they go yes, I'm going to assume they have a friendship or something prior.
Maybe.
No,
a
Jeb, you should
formative
just
moment
ask
for Strange?
people you've known
I didn't think so.
on a date.
Wait, what? I didn't think so. Just rewatch the film and stop being cringe.
This is George Costanza watching Zero Dark 30. Did this relationship exist? Was it a formative moment for Strange?
Yes! Yes! Do you not remember his entire... Jesus. So you remember when he goes to try to find the Ancient One? He goes to... I think it's Camartage, right? The first...
Yes.
Yeah, because I was going to
Yeah.
think Camartage
Yeah,
and
okay.
Sancto Sanctorum, but I think Sancto Sanctorum is in New York. So anyway, he goes to Camartage to find the Ancient One. And the only thing he has on him is the watch she gave him. And the watch is engraved with a message that says, "Time will show how much I love you," or something like that. And it's the only thing he keeps, and the watch actually breaks, and he still keeps it till the end of the film. It shows how important she is to him, and how she is his moral compass. She's the only thing, still keeping him going, pretty much, till the end of the film, through him trying to better himself as a person. When he comes back to the hospital, and he's like, "Yo, I need your help." And after the Ancient One dies, and they have that conversation in the bathroom, like, which is the exact scene he's showing right now. Like, it really shows how important she is to him in terms of his moral compass. Jesus.
Okay,
Christ.
but did the relationship exist? Yes or no? I need an answer.
You see, CV, none of
No.
that is real.
Fuck's sake, I was gonna say this.
You're,
It was a
me-
mental moment.
Good times. Good times.
you're too slow.
I've got an
Jeb, you
explanation.
remember that, don't you?
Yes.
Let's hear your explanation, Jeff.
Okay.
That right
Okay.
there is Mephisto. That is why.
Rachel McAdams is actually Mephisto. Not Christine, Rachel McAdams is the actress. Is Mephisto. For fuck's sake. Dominic super chatted saying Nando stop being cringe challenge. I think that's impossible, but we can try.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
I didn't think so. She never comes up again in Infinity War or anything like that.
Why would what?
Why would you need to mention her?
What?
Uh,
Why?
Why would he
Like,
mention
why
her in
you think
Infinity
would
War?
tell me
End
we
of
never-
the, end
we-
of half the universe happening. Going, oh yeah, this is the bird that I used to shag. Like, what?
Like,
So,
if she doesn't
okay.
show up in Doctor Strange
very
2, that's when I'm gonna think it's something weird. Because I'm gonna be like, yo,
Okay.
she's important for his character, and this is a film focused on Doctor Strange. If she's not mentioned at all, that's gonna be weird. Same with Mordo, I'd say, considering he was set up as the villain in the future. But to say she should have shown up in Infinity War or Endgame or being mentioned, like, why would she? It doesn't matter
What's she
anyway.
gonna do? She's a nurse.
I
We
think
had
Is she gonna surgery the universe back together?
Surgery, yeah.
I think he just expects Doctor Strange to go. My Christine would say, if I had to sacrifice you two for the stone, I would sacrifice you two.
Yeah, that's so dumb, dude. Why the fuck?
Christine should just be Strange's Uncle Ben. He should just be mentioning her like left, right, and center, like everywhere.
Yeah. So just hold on, because Dominic don't super chatted again saying, "Oh yeah, here's for the Lego Titanic fund tin." So yeah,
Oh wow.
you're welcome for that tin, for that money
Friendly.
from
I can-
Dominic.
Thank you.
That was the gayest thank you I've ever heard.
I'm
So
gonna
anyway,
sing that
I'm trying to up the gayness lately.
nice.
Right, time to mute.
We've been stuck in these last 10 seconds for like 20 minutes. It's how dumb Nando is. But anyway.
She never comes up again in Infinity War or anything like that. In fact, Christine is barely in Doctor Strange.
What?
You don't need screen time to be a relevant character for the plot or for the character arc. Well, you don't you have it
Even
should be in the entire
then?
film.
She's in it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Let
she's
me-
in the parts that make sense for her to be in the beginning, and
How
then
much?
when
I
Doctor Strange goes to before he goes to Camartage, she talks to him in his apartment, and that's when they have a fight, and Doctor Strange tells her to go and to stop beating him. So obviously they aren't on good terms anymore, and then he comes back to her after he's already trained for months, and he needs to get surgery. And then he needs to leave because he still needs to fight the Caecilius people. So
She's in there
she,
for
she wouldn't
12.
be.
So get this. She's in there as long as Caecilius is in there. Our screenshot, like literally, but not important.
Not at all.
Let's see it.
Oh, she is. It's the exact same.
Call Mordo, the Ancient One. See, Mordo is even more in the film than the Ancient One, and I definitely call the Ancient One a more important character plot-wise.
Yeah.
Also, like it's not about screen time.
Yep, not about screen time. Hold on. Here. Caecilius, 1245. Dr. Christine Palmer, 1245. She's in the film more than Wong, so
He's Wong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a fat Asian.
exactly.
That's
We need that.
For comparison, this is how much screen time. This is more screen time. Or no. This is more screen time than Mantis in Guardians 2.
Wow, really?
Yes, Mantis has
Man-
11 minutes in Guardians 2.
What's
And
that?
Mantis is
Nebula.
useless.
Nebula has 10 in Guardians 2. 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Wow, that's pretty insane. Because I rewatched Guardians 2 this week, and they do a lot with just that amount of runtime. That's impressive.
Thing is,
Yeah, it's because it's like people like confuse screen time a lot. They think it's like just how the portion of the film they're in or something, but it's like every single second they're on screen. That's how you calculate screen time. So it adds up. It's not always that large. I'm pretty sure Captain America only has like 30 minutes in Civil War or something like that.
thing is, Paragon raised a good point as well. She did, save his life.
Yeah.
Kind of important to the plot. I don't know. Dominic super chatted again saying, "Here's for TC. TC, sorry I didn't donate more on your behalf. I already donated $100. Thank you, Dominic. I very much appreciate it. I'm certain TC will appreciate that as well. But
where's my cut? Like where's my percentage of
you
these
see,
donations?
CV, because you're a host that was added after if ECUM 20, you don't get a cut. You need to be on at least 10 ECUMs to get your cut. Wait, does that make sense? Zod, when was your first ECUM? It was the Endgame one. I'm trying to remember when it was, because my math may not make sense, actually.
I can check right now.
I can't remember. 11 or something?
Let me see.
If it was 11, then my math makes sense, probably.
So there's okay, hang on. It was 11. No, it was 10.
It was 10. Oh, then yeah, my math does make sense.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, that's fair. So yeah, we're all good now.
Which is fine. But if the what if hinges on the emotional beating that comes with Stephen Strange attempting to reverse Christine's death, it might help if that relationship mattered to us.
It does.
It does.
I love that relationship. It's like it's one of the best relationships in the MCU. I think it's really great.
Yeah.
Like I think unironically that Doctor Strange is a very underrated film. Oh, Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
definitely. It's easily a favorite of mine.
Yeah, just in terms of enjoyment, I adore it. But like plot-wise, I think it's like a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I think it's like Iron Man 1 levels. I need you to look more in depth to be sure, because there's some stuff with the times shit that could not make sense. But I do remember last time I watched, I came up with a defense, though. I needed to run it by Jeb to see if there are any counters to it. But yeah, I think it's actually a pretty good film. But
see,
the character
I don't
work is
like
great.
it when YouTubers like speak for me, because I certainly care about this relationship. I don't enjoy being told that we don't care about it. That's not. I don't like that.
Yeah, I hate it when it's like, oh, we don't care, whatever.
We are Venom.
No, that I like. But
Okay.
speaking of which, oh yeah, we forgot to mention. Who here has seen
Venom
Venom
2?
2? I think it was just me, CV,
I
and Jeb,
have.
right?
Yeah, I haven't.
Tin, have you?
Not yet. I might be seeing it in a couple of weeks or so, but not yet.
Right.
Well, we
Shan-
didn't ask for when. We
I
asked
hope.
if you have seen.
Yeah,
it.
that is true. Fuck you, Tin.
Fuck off.
Shandy, have you watched Venom 2?
Nope.
Right, so it's just me, CV, and Jeb. Yeah, we really enjoyed the film. I think all three of us, right? I think, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's really
I
fun. It
don't know
doesn't take itself seriously, and it's actually like got some good writing in a lot of places, especially character-wise with Venom and Eddie. Their relationship is actually unironically pretty great.
It's
So their
almost like it's
relationship is
something I
good.
predicted when the trailers came out, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, no, the movie's gonna be shit. The first one shit." It's like, shut up.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect it to, but like I think the runtime of being just an hour and a half helps the film so much because it helps Carnage
really
not have
does.
like tentacle blades and have a convoluted plan. His plan is really straightforward, and everything just like it works really well. It's really simple, but it works. And
Yeah, Carnage is he also has some pretty good character work.
yeah, I like Carnage and Cletus Cassidy. The way they bounce off each other in a way, I think it's pretty neat. But yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty fun film. I really recommend watching.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
pretty strong character wise.
and it
Very few.
It doesn't take itself
major
seriously
decisions.
at all, so you're gonna like really enjoy it. So yeah,
It's like it's
Yeah.
doubling down on everything that made the first one somewhat enjoyable.
yeah. The first film
I-
it tried to take itself more seriously, which to its detriment, I'd say. Second film kind of embraces the silliness. That was the best part of
Yes.
the first one. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
about, that's about it.
I despised the first one, but I enjoyed this one. The only thing I really
Well,
wanted in
turn off any other
expectations
tips,
was
it's
Carnage to be quote unquote cool. I didn't catch that.
oh, you were cut off, Jeff.
Yeah, so I just said, "Oh, this will never know what Jib said."
Just repeat what you said. You said you didn't like one thing about or whatever. I don't know. You cut off. Jeb.
Yeah.
So I hated obviously Venom 1, but Venom 2 I enjoyed. The only expectation I generally had was just have Carnage be
I think
Go
the end of the
exact
sentence is
same
cool.
Carnage
Yeah.
actually makes sense in the film.
Okay. Come on, Jeb. You
said
yeah,
that
the
one
expectation
more
was for Carnage to be
Cool.
cool. Okay. Yeah, I wanted that
All
too
of
because
that for
Carnage I think is actually a really cool character from the comics I've read. I really enjoy it. Like I think it's
Marcus,
just
you
fun.
read comics? Oh my god, what?
I have read comics from time to time. Yes, I actually quite enjoy
That is-
Daredevil and
wow.
Batman comics. Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Insane.
Hey, Madvika. Hello. How you doing? But yeah, I always found Carnage quite appealing, but the issue is I think he's viewed as like this very edgy figure from like most people. So I think everyone's just like, oh, he's trying to be too edgy and try to adapt him. It would be too forced. But I think the way they did it in the film is actually pretty good. In a way where it's self-aware of how silly he is. Like the moment where fucking Carnage actually says, "Let there be carnage." Like I laughed so much. That was so much fun. Like, I think Carnage is just super self-aware, and because Venom is so, such a funny character, I think it really works well. You know, considering Carnage comes from Venom. Not really spoiling anything. It just, you know, that's his origin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I really enjoy it.
It's a very fun film.
Yeah.
It's a very fun film.
Yeah.
I would give it a 9.5 out of 10 objectively.
Oh yes, I'd give it a 17.4 out of 18.9 objectively.
Nice. Jeb, where are you at?
What for Venom 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be safe and go 6.
Yeah, I'd say a 6 out of 10.
Fuck
Like,
you.
unironically, yeah, a 6
Fuck
out of
you,
10 works
die.
pretty well.
Go kill yourself.
There's one pretty big issue with a scene between Cletus Cassidy and
Fuck you.
and Eddie that I thought was hilarious. There was
Die.
another issue that you brought up, right, Jeb, that you thought was weird?
Burn.
I don't remember which one it was.
Drown.
The only thing I brought up was about
Choke.
how Venom is not spotted at all.
Oh yeah. Well, that was an issue as well. There's another issue that comes from just Venom 1, which is the fact that considering Venom 1, they should know the weakness.
Off a cliff.
they should know the symbiote's weakness, and they never use it against the
Swim in
symbiotes
piss.
in Venom 2. I don't think that swimming in no. Anyway, Venom 2. Yeah. So the police never use it against Venom or Carnage, but other than that, I'd say it works pretty well.
Go to hell.
And Carnage's plan is actually pretty good, pretty airtight. So I like that. So yeah, good film. Recommend. Pretty fun.
Kill yourself.
I just what? Sure.
I just wanted to get one more in there.
Sure. So anyway, getting back to this video. It's a great video.
It might help if that relationship mattered to us. Like Tony and Pepper, Wanda and Vision.
Interesting.
Let's just move on. I don't care.
Because I'm trying to think. I think I'd say Christine and Doctor Strange have a better foundation for the relationship than Wanda and Vision.
I would agree.
Because Wanda and Vision pretty much they just end up getting together. Like they just have chemistry and they end up getting together. I guess Civil War is when we get the most out of their relationship being developed until they're already together in Infinity War. And it's not even that much. It's just, the paprika scene. Which, yeah, I understand that it's like they're the only ones who can kind of, relate to one another because of the nature of their powers. But that's pretty much it. I'd say Christine and Doctor Strange, their relationship has a better foundation because of how the Doctor Strange film starts. With that surgery Doctor Strange performs and how he talks to Christine after it. I think it works better in terms of setting up the relationship if it's going to be explored in the future, in its own film or in future films. So I don't know.
I think Christine and Doctor Strange are just more interesting characters than Wanda and Vision.
I would agree after WandaVision. Before I wouldn't. Because I think Wanda and Vision have had really great potential, but it was squandered by the MCU.
Kind of.
Well, because
agree.
Because when we get to like episode 8 of WandaVision, you see her past. It's like, wow, you could really explore this. A lot.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, but then they don't. they
don't just do anything.
Yeah, they just kind of fuck it. Yeah. So yeah, I think Wanda could be a really interesting character. But she just, isn't all that great.
They'll never understand.
And what was the other? Oh yeah, Tony and Pepper. Tony and Pepper are good.
Yeah.
I'd say they're better than Christine and Doctor Strange simply because of the amount of time we've spent with them. Though Tony does endanger Pepper in Iron Man 3 right after he says that he would keep her safe no matter what. But
big brain.
Iron Man 3 is definitely a film.
This is pretty funny.
I see Advocate's recovering from Ligma.
Oh, I'm sorry that you suffer from Ligma, Advocate. Hope you get better soon.
Fair, I can relate that because I'm still recovering from a cold.
Oh, so you're recovering from Sugma?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Nice.
I don't think he'll ever recover from that. I saw him buying a program of stocks earlier today, so...
What did you say? I couldn't hear the robot.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me change the region because I think Shandy's roboting.
Yeah.
Let's go to Singapore.
I never knew I lived in.
Your joke was cut off by me changing the region CV, so get fucked.
Worst ECUM host.
Okay, Shandy. Say something. Let me see if it's fixed.
Something. Let's see if it's fixed.
It is fixed. That's good.
Hey.
Singapore saving us once again. So anyway, Christine Palmer and Doctor Strange
mattered to us, like Tony and Pepper, Wanda and Vision. We've seen MCU characters driven to great and sometimes unreasonable lengths to protect a significant other. But
is there supposed to be audio from this video?
What'd you say?
Is there supposed to be audio?
Yeah.
I don't guess.
We're listening to him talk. I know. Shady just suddenly became deaf. He caught Jeb syndrome.
Yes.
Reasonable lengths to protect a significant other.
Okay, yeah, it's fixed now.
All right.
Protect a significant other. But we also usually get a sense for their relationship before that happens.
I'm so glad I haven't seen this show yet.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Oh, you haven't seen WandaVision?
No, I haven't seen WandaVision. I haven't seen Falcon. I haven't seen Loki. Yeah.
You are in for a treat.
I don't.
No, I'm not, because I'm not watching either of them.
I was gonna
Because I'm
say
gonna
you
stop
shouldn't
the
watch
fucking
any of
Loki
them
review.
ever. It's waste of time, honestly.
You should watch them. They are amazing. They're my favorite shows of all time.
What I should do is I should take a really hot fork and stuff it in your eyeball.
I mean,
That would also be.
Okay, sure.
I think that could
Allowed.
work.
Girl.
I think that could work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see
could
why
work.
not.
That could work, yeah, I suppose.
Wouldn't
Why
be
not?
very pleasant, but it could happen. Yes.
It could indeed happen. It is within the realm of possibility.
Yes.
Man, Nando was one of the few people I used to watch before I found pretty much everyone I followed today, and his latest video made me realize he seriously doesn't have a spine. Oh yeah, what was his latest video? Let me check. It was what
was his
Marvel's
latest
What
video?
If was missing. I wasn't planning on watching that today. I was planning on watching. Well, if we have time, we may cover that.
Oh,
as
well,
well,
okay.
potentially.
So
sure.
it's because of that video that he doesn't have a spine.
Yeah, which I think is now I'm interested in watching that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
ne- I-
hey,
I
when
never
you
liked
type in
Nando.
Nando on YouTube.
Mm.
We're one of the top 5 results.
Oh, really?
Our stream right now.
Well, are you incognito?
if you type
Because
in-
if you're subscribed to our channel, then obviously we're gonna show up on the top.
Let me check.
Fucking biased
View
vids.
private window.
Bias. He tries way too hard to not
Hey,
offend people. who might
bias
like things that he
doesn't
says.
start with
Well,
a C. Therefore,
I think
invalid
Nando is just pretty much like every other film essayist. It's like, yeah, we're not. The shit I want to criticize, I'm gonna try to do it in a way where, it's very milquetoast, so people don't really hate on me. And even then, it doesn't really help because when you look at this video we're covering right now, it has a 78% like to dislike ratio, which is not good. In terms of like reception, and like the example I'd use is Film Speak Griffin. He makes videos that are also very like trying to appeal to a larger audience and trying to talk about shit, criticize, and when he criticizes shit, he tries to be to do it in a way where people wouldn't get offended and wouldn't want to respond, I guess. But then he also gets like a lot of dislikes, like he got for I think his Falcon Winter Soldier video. Yeah. Falcon Winter Soldier video got a lot of
we're in
dislikes.
the top. We're in the top 35.
Oh, that's not 35.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great. 35.
Sure.
Fucking
Yeah.
pockers.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So anyway,
It's because of me.
Yes, of course.
It's because I'm on the panel.
So we understand what they're afraid of losing. But this episode essentially reinvents Christine as Strange's one true love, so she can be free.
No?
No, it's his moral compass. It's his heart, as the title says. That
The title is indeed implying what the episode is about.
yeah.
Imagine that.
Maybe this episode actually has a theme that's it's going for and actually does it quite well, but maybe I'm not sure.
Well, I don't understand.
Wow, fucking
I
crazy.
don't know why we expect him to get this stuff. He liked episode 3, so
Yeah.
Killed to motivate the main character. You've seen it happen a lot. Sometimes even like the original Green Lantern comic version with the fridge. So for me, the emotional stakes of the episode felt hollow because the relationship at the foundation of the episode barely existed in my memory.
Yeah, in your memory,
just
which is
rewatch
irrelevant.
it.
Just rewatch Doctor. Okay, hold on. So let's be the fairest we can possibly be. Right now, he
fuck that. No, I don't care.
Right now, he could say, but I rewatched the film and I was wrong. If he could say that, we don't know. Even though he says he doesn't like this episode, we don't. That could be possible. So let's just wait. Maybe he has good arguments. We still have 11 minutes left on this video. It's fine. Don't worry.
Shut
This
up.
kind of
Strange
reminds
Adventure.
me of my criticisms of the prequels. I was like, I can't remember Anakin and Padme ever having a relationship. So before we covered it, I went ahead and rewatched the prequels with my friends, and I'm like, oh no, my memory is absolutely correct. Their relationship is dog ass.
Oh yeah, it just really comes out of nowhere. Anakin gives her a floating pear, and that makes her panties wet. So,
Well, you see, they knew each other when they were young,
and now they
and yeah,
know
that's
each other again.
He spent 10 years thinking about it all the
Yes.
time in that. for several times a day.
He basically goes from like
To be fair, I think
11-year-old.
about Natalie Portman for a long time. So
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
based.
try.
He goes from 11-year-old having a crush to being like 15, and then he's like 18, and then I think they're pregnant,
19.
So
Yeah. I think he's 19 in Attack of the Clones and like 21
He's 19.
in...
Happy birthday.
I don't know. So, anyway.
Relationship at the
So
foundation.
never just
Goodbye.
like go off of memory on these things.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the kind of
watch
thing you need to
stuff.
check. Like when I was watching the Ultron episode, I went back to the Age of Ultron to check something. I don't remember what it was because my memory with What If is shit. But yeah, yesterday I watched the Ultron episode. I was like, wait, let me check something, and I went to Age of Ultron to check if it's like, yeah, is this accurate? And I was like, yeah, it is, or yeah, it isn't. I really don't remember what it was. My memory is not great when it comes to What If. But yeah, you need to fact check, especially when, like he said, it's his job to watch films. He watches films for a living, so you think he'd at least try to be accurate.
It's
But
like
my
he was like
theme,
a
Shandy,
lawyer
that's
in, like,
fun.
in the middle of a case. If the lawyer's just like in the middle of a case, and he's like, I think the Constitution states this. I'm not sure. Could be.
Well, it's
yeah. Let's just go. Let's just say yeah.
Community
Yeah.
actually has a joke like
He
that
was
where Jeff is trying to defend Shirley in like this kind of fake court in Greendale, and he's asking he's gonna ask the witness something, and when the witness answers, and he's like, "Well, wait, really? Wow, we really came underprepared today." And she's supposed to be like Shirley's lawyer. It's like, yeah, that's not the kind of shit that should happen. Like, it makes sense in the context, but what I mean is like, yeah, you should be prepared when it's you're doing this for a living. I don't really understand it.
The episode.
But my theme, Shandy, that's why Revenge of the Sith is so good. I think during the podcast I had with my friends, we came to the conclusion that Revenge of the Sith was the worst of the prequels.
I
So
don't
think it is.
think I'd go that far, but I need to rewatch them.
I don't know.
I don't
We-
really
we
care.
said
I
that-
enjoy all three of the prequels, so I don't care.
we said that
You're
uh,
cringe. So
we said that Phantom Menace was the best
imagine
of the
enjoying
three.
Star
So.
Wars. Imagine enjoying Star Wars.
I do enjoy the Star Wars.
I enjoy Star Wars Visions. That shit's
Cringe.
great.
I have not watched
Marcus
Visions.
speaks through.
I haven't seen Visions. I know
Yeah.
one episode is good.
I've heard it's not great, but I don't really care enough to watch it. So
Foundation
I
of
don't
the-
even have Disney Plus anymore, so
base. I use my friends, so I don't have to pay for it. So yeah.
I just
Oh.
pirate everything.
What? You wouldn't download a baby? Why would you pirate
What?
films?
What do you mean to download a baby? What,
You wouldn't download a
what are you
car.
saying? Oh, okay.
You try to
I get it.
understand. That was okay. We got there.
I
See.
get it.
We know you're slow. Don't worry. We accommodate for all types of people around here on the account. Slow vids. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So anyway,
episode barely existed in my memory. Seeing Strange work tirelessly and sacrifice
what?
See,
Why did you pause, CV?
Oh, I just wanted to
bring
pause.
Christine back. Certainly interesting in theory, but I don't understand the decision to base that arc on a relationship that barely exists.
It does
This
exist.
episode also didn't
You
make sense.
fucking every time you just keep saying
This
this.
is
You
just-
need to prove it doesn't exist. You can't just say what it is from your memory. You need to prove with facts from the film.
I think he's just gonna keep saying this. I feel like it's just wasting time to stay on
well,
the same point.
I'm going to refute this because it's not just the fact that he's into her, it's the fact that he's the cause of death, and then when he tries saving her, he keeps killing her all these different ways. So the guilt just piles on and the mental instability piles on. That's why he's so desperate.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
almost like it's kind of exploring Strange's character. Magic
know.
said, fellas, the Lego
Die.
Batman trilogy is $10 on Steam right now, and I haven't played any of the Lego Batman games. I know what I'm doing tonight. You know, if you actually use Epic Game Store, the entire trilogy was free like a year ago, with all the Arkham games except for Origins as well. So you know. Oh, Shandy died again.
Yay.
Oh.
Rip.
Nice.
That's the
Anyway,
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
Shandy's
yay.
back.
He undied.
Yeah, he's back.
That happens.
oh fuck.
exists. This episode also didn't make sense to me
My
as a Marvel
headset's
fan
fucking
who
up.
That Just buy a new headset. Just Jesus Christ, Shandy. You should be more professional. You're supposed to be a host of this
A
podcast.
third.
Everyone's a host.
Everyone's a host. I'll guess her host.
Time to add on.
They heard. You heard, guys.
Is
Clip
shit
that.
bears
No. Jesus fuck.
New host of ECUM.
Oh fuck's sake, yeah. Every fucking time. I swear to cry.
I don't know why he hasn't removed me. I don't understand.
So anyway.
really exists. This episode also didn't make sense to me as a Marvel fan who is desperately trying to figure out what time travel is in this universe. First time it comes up. in the
Yay,
Doctor Strange
logic
movie,
arguments.
Hey. I mean, they're gonna be wrong, but yeah.
You get the message, you don't mess with time. Unless you do, then it's fine. Like,
No, that's not really what they
What?
say.
Huh?
They say you shouldn't mess with time because
Hold
the
up.
consequences are dire. But he breaks the rules because that's the only way to win. Because Dormammu is trapped in a place that is outside of time, pretty much. So when he experiences time for as long as Doctor Strange keeps him trapped in that loop, that's what drives him insane to the point where he finally concedes. Like his plan makes sense. You can't just use time travel just for no reason. And it started with the Asian one who also breaks the rules by drawing power from the dark dimension, because she also broke the rules, and it's like Strange is like, yeah, it's time, we need to break the rules to win this one, and following the rules isn't the only way to do it all the time, which Mordo is completely against. He's a very purist in a way where he doesn't want anyone to break the rules, and they just want everyone to follow the sorcerer's code pretty much. Which is what drives him to leave the sorcerers at the end of the film. Like, it all works really well. It's not just, oh yeah, the time travel is bad unless it isn't. It's like, no, it's more complicated, it's more nuanced in the way that the film portrays it. Was someone going to say anything? Because I think I kind of may have interrupted someone.
Shut up. Shut up.
I was just gonna listen to the thing again.
Oh, sure.
is in this universe. First time it comes up in the Doctor Strange movie, we get the message, you don't mess with time. Unless you do.
I just want to
Then
put
it's-
the Rick and Morty skits of Albert Einstein getting attacked with fifth-dimensional beings, and he's like, I will miss your time. I will miss your time.
I love that joke, yeah.
I don't even understand the stance when Doctor Strange is actually condemned by Mordo.
And by the Ancient One, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he learns this in the future films to rarely, if ever, use that time stone.
yeah, until No Way Homer is like, let's do this fucking dangerous spell, because why not? I want to see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, Dominic is asking, what does Nando think of Loki? Let's see what he thinks of Loki.
Oh, he probably made a video
What?
on it.
What dread?
Let's
I think-
see.
Happy birthday.
Who's running the TVA and why he's awesome?
So he
Oh,
likes
okay.
Kang.
No.
How I
so-
thought Loki was gonna end. I was wrong.
It could happen next
You're wrong
season.
about a lot of
And
things.
then he talks about fan theories and a video about. Oh yeah, that video we were gonna cover it, but we ended up not because it's actually just like a really worthless video. So I don't know, from just looking at his channel without actually going to the videos, I'm not sure exactly what his stance on Loki is. But we do know he likes Wenwu, which is what Madvik pointed out. Nando has a problem with time travel, but not with Wenwu's rings. It's like, okay. So I don't know what you do and do not try to make sense of, but whatever.
You don't mess with time. Unless you do, then it's fine. Like, in the movie, they stipulate that there will be consequences, but they're never delivered on.
What?
You
Hang
don't
on.
mess with time.
Do you not remember when he was reversing time, and then the mirror dimension started to go crazy and it almost swallowed Doctor Strange? And then the Ancient One had to show up and stop him, or when he was messing with the apple. Like there was, like that already shows the consequences right away. I don't understand. And that's a good frame, 10. Jesus Christ.
Unless you do, then it's fine. Like, in the movie, they stipulate that there will be consequences, but they're never delivered on. Also, one of the rules is you can't see past your own death, so that's pretty straightforward. Infinity War seems to kind of...
That's not really a rule. She just says she doesn't say she can't see past her death. That's all she says. She says she can't see her own life past that point, but she can see other timelines past that point. She said that. She said she can't. She said literally said in that scene that she can see other events that go on after her death, but she never could see her own life past that moment.
Yeah.
So you're just wrong there.
Probably because she dies.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I remember that scene because I used it in my No Way Home trailer video. So yeah, she just genuinely says that.
This guy annoys me because he's so stupid. I
break this rule since Strange can look into alternate futures, including the one where he is dusted, but I guess that doesn't count as being dead. Whatever.
Okay.
No.
So now you're worried about rules. Okay, so let's talk about Wenwu. Like, really, if you want to go down actually trying to think logically, you cannot have... Like, literally, the video just before this one is titled, Why Marvel's Wenwu is the best MCU villain. Or Shang-Chi's Wenwu is the best Marvel villain. Whatever. That's... The point is, you cannot praise Wenwu while saying that the rules from... some rules in other Marvel properties don't work in the MCU. Well, they actually do because you're being dumb. But the point is, if you think logically... Shang-Chi's gonna be worse than everything that you're mentioning, unless you're talking about like Ant-Man or fucking Endgame.
Then, so you see, rules only apply when I want them to. So
that is true.
This is why I'm able to do this.
Yeah, when I dislike an episode of What If, then the rules apply. But if I like Shang-Chi, Wenwu is cool, so that's fine. He does use his weapons as in a cool way. That's actually an argument. I don't know if you watched that ECUM CV, but that is actually an argument he used for why Wenwu is the best.
I saw part of it.
Yeah, he says that
I didn't see all of it.
Yeah, he says because Wenwu uses his weapons in a cool way. So that's one of the arguments. One of the 4 arguments.
want to point out as well, the ancient one literally says in the film, sometimes you have to break rules to serve the greater good. So it's kind of set up for Strange to break the rule.
I talked about that like 10 minutes ago.
I ignore you. I had you on mute. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Whatever. Then, Endgame and Ant-Man and the Wasp teach us that you can kind of also mess with time via the quantum realm, and you can take Infinity Stones as long as you put everything back the way it was.
Okay.
Yeah, which works logically. They break the rules, but the way it's established makes sense. If you change something, it creates an alternate timeline, but if you put it back, then the timeline is going to go on as it was. The issue that then comes with how they contradict that with Steve at the end, and with how Loki just fucks that up by making it impossible to have alternate timelines. And, also how they do returning these stones and everything, because they do actually end up changing the timelines a lot. For example, by freeing Loki, which is what causes Loki, the TV show. So, none of that makes sense afterwards, but the way it's established makes sense. And,
yes,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. uses the same logic, though it has a much simpler explanation because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is good. And it's, time travel does work logically. So I don't see what the issue is, but we'll see what he's going to say.
And messing with time creates branching timelines if you don't. And then in Loki, we learn that the branches are actually bad unless they aren't, and you can easily travel through time using little doors that don't cause a problem as long as your meddling doesn't make any big changes in the timeline. Also, this is all controlled by one crazy guy who is trying to stop the timeline from splitting and forming new universes, and he's dead now. Okay, sure.
I'm gonna assume he's criticizing Loki, because if he is, he's very base right now.
Yeah.
He's wrong, and Man of the Wasp never mentions time travel. Well, it sets up the quantum realm. I think it's like just saying that it sets up how the quantum realm relates to time working differently, and then in Endgame they utilize the quantum realm to do that. I don't really see it as an issue from his argument, but yeah.
Dominic said in chat, Flash said him going light speed is breaking a rule, and if he breaks a rule... And he breaks the rule, therefore there's a defined consequence that he definitely experienced. So the defined consequence is he gets an ugly ass outfit in the next movie. So unfortunately,
That is-
something did happen.
That is indeed a very terrible consequence. Yeah. I mean, he's played by he's played that by Jesus fucking Christ, my joke.
He's played by Edward from Bly Manor. There you go. Easy.
Edward, sure. He's played by Ezra Miller, so you know, that's already a bad consequence enough of having time traveling powers. So hey, that was my joke.
There we go.
And forming new universes, and he's dead now. Okay, sure. It's messy, but
Dead.
sure. However,
Messy is kind of, you know, very
It's not
diminutive
funny.
way to
It's
describe
generous.
it, but sure, it is messy. He's not wrong, but sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Just, you know,
No offense to Juan, but whenever I see him on screen and What If, he just looks like a giant smudge.
oh yeah,
I don't know what
he
it is
looks
about
really
him.
weird. He looks like a thumb.
He's Asian, don't be mean.
in this episode, we get even more dumb contradictory rules.
Such
Like,
as
you can't change certain points
Oh, no,
in
we don't.
time. It needs to happen.
yeah, and
The ancient
Okay, so
yeah, if you want to break
Ooh.
that down,
Here we
Jab, once again.
Take it away, Jeb.
Go for it.
So, there's two explanations, and either one works. Explanation one, the reason why he has to do it is because the universe breaks. Number two is because he's gone back on his own self in time, thus a paradox would exist. I go with option two because they do literally mention paradoxes.
I just want to ask a question. If Strange were to dig up Christina's body in the present and then use the time stone and basically reverse the decomposing process, would that save her life?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Why? Because he does it in Doctor Strange. He saves people from dying by reversing time.
Let me think.
Well,
it's
you
still
remember
well,
when
it's still in
when-
the same way because if you reverse the process with her, it still causes a paradox, doesn't it?
Not sure because her death still happened. He still became the Doctor Strange Supreme.
Well,
He
her
still
death
defeated
happened, but then it
Dormammu.
doesn't happen. It unhappens.
No. It still happens. It's in the present day. He still does everything that he needed to do. It's just that now he's reversed her death and she lives in the present.
Well, because the thing is, when he accelerates and undoes the decomposing of the apple, the universe starts to kind of break as well in Doctor Strange. And what?
Isn't that just him accessing the dark dimension?
No, he was not using anything close to the dark dimension.
Because I can't remember that movie all too well.
Yeah, what he does is pretty much the same thing that happens in What If, is that the universe starts to break, where we see those fucking crystals that form around him.
like those glass pillars. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he stops doing it when Mordo and Wong show up. So I assume it'd be the same process for trying to do that with Christine, and he was trying to find a way to work around that in episode 4.
Let me just find that scene.
Yeah, so from my understanding, that's how it works.
Unfortunately,
and
my
even
kid, I
then,
would not be quoting
the-
King Longburn anytime soon.
and even then, we know that the universe would try to account and try and get her killed again because the universe needs her to die.
This is it.
See, I don't really know about that one because she's already died when she was supposed to, and Doctor Strange became exactly what he needed to do. So the paradox wouldn't really happen, as far as I'm aware.
Sure.
So
But
here's- here's
yeah.
the-
Anyway, I think it wouldn't work because of how when he uses the time stones in Doctor Strange, how that works. I think he would just it's the same thing that happened in episode 4 would happen, but in episode 4 he's trying to circumvent that in a way, and he just finds out. That
I
he can't.
think I'm not
Well-
100% sure, but what he does in the final fight is like he
beats
reverses
he beats
actual
Dormammu,
action.
and he reverses like the environment around it as opposed to just reversing the just reversing the body decomposing or the bodies being dead.
Because if you reversed the body, I assume it would like get rid of the decomposition, but like the body would still be dead because you haven't reversed the action which caused her to die.
Yeah,
in this
which I
case
guess would
be
cause the
a car
paradox.
accident.
Yeah,
Well, do
which I
we
guess is
know
why
if that's
the apple
necessary?
fucks up.
Because if he's reversing an entire area, it means that he's saving more than one person.
Yeah, he's reversing.
Well, yeah, if he's reversing an area, then he's reversing the action. Like if a building falls on somebody and he reverses the building falling, he's reversing the action which caused the person to die. But in this case, he would just be reversing a body.
I think he was just reversing time in general that was happening on Earth until everything was back to normal before Dormammu attacked. And because Dormammu lives outside of time, Dormammu still remembered the loop he was trapped in.
Sure, I don't
So
know.
at most he could try to. No, but he still would need to go back to when Christine died to reverse the car crash, and even then, the universe accounts for it. So yeah, I don't think it would. I don't think it would have worked.
Sure.
Also, I want to add something.
Okay.
If we cite the final fight, we can also go based on Doctor Strange 1. There's set up that something's going to happen due to that. Whether future films do that, that be its own issue because it contradicts what Mordo says. But Doctor Strange 1 does set up something's going to happen because he violated the natural order.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing as the Ancient One. She violated the natural order, and the consequences were, Caecilius happened to find out, and because of that, he went against her to try to defeat her and become all-powerful, because he sees that the Ancient One is not as virtuous as she seems. And then with Doctor Strange, we already see that reversing time can have consequences, and when he messes with something like that, even though it saved the world, it's not without its consequences, which we can expect to happen in Doctor Strange 2, I imagine. Well, at least it was set up, like you said, Jeff. But if it doesn't happen, then it's the issue with the new films. So, wait. So can Doctor Strange reverse Westview? I don't think he could reverse Westview as its own thing without causing the universe to start breaking. I think he can just reverse time in general without shit causing issues. That's at least how I understood it working in Doctor Strange.
Like, he could. So, if we go on a Strange that doesn't care about consequences, he can reverse anything. The point is, it has huge consequences. So, you should only do it if you have literally no other option.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like because he knows that it can have consequences, as he's seen by almost breaking the universe simply by fucking reversing an apple. So he's like, yeah, there's no other way. Either the universe dies or Earth dies, or I do this. And then he does, and he defeats Dormammu, which works really well for his character. It's not like the Flash in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he's like, yo, strange stuff happens with time when I go near light speed, and I have a rule, and then when he breaks his rule, it's like, yo, nothing happened. Which I don't know. I really don't understand how it works. Which I like that Joss Whedon's version doesn't have time travel, because really makes it more streamlined and easier not to mess everything up. So anyway, back to What If.
Can't change certain points in time. It needs to happen. The Ancient One says that Christine needs to die for Strange to defeat Dormammu, which is tough for us to understand as audience members, because in the version of the movie that we saw, the thing that this is a what if of, Doctor Strange does defeat Dormammu and Christine is alive. So
the thing is, in the universe that we saw the Doctor Strange, yeah, exactly. It's just like in the universe where Doctor Strange takes place in, Christine wasn't in the car with him, and she didn't die, and he lost his hands, and that's his motivator. But in the universe where the episode of What If takes place, and she was in the car, he doesn't lose his hands, and she's the one who dies, and she needs to die because you can't really change it before that, otherwise it causes a paradox, and you need. And she's the motivator because you just lose his hands in the same way. So
You're swapping. you're substituting one factor for another. So in the original universe, he lost his hands. His hands were his motivation to go to Carnage. Here he lost Christine, and Christine was his motivation to go to Carnage. So it plays out the same way,
Pretty much.
kind of.
Marcus used Mood Brain. The consequence is Flashpoint. Pick up a fucking comic book. Yeah, the Flashpoint, it definitely does happen at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. You can definitely tell that a lot has changed after he goes back in time. I hate that the ending of the Snyder Cut. It's really shit.
I hate that movie from start to finish. It is
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
But
income
it's his
extra
vision,
or-
guys.
I mean,
Guys,
it is
Yeah,
his
his
vision.
vision
It is
is
his vision.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's not wrong.
How could you say that? How could you say that?
I'm
Trying.
you know,
His
I've
vision
never
is
made
so
a film,
bad.
so
I
I don't know.
legitimately think that he couldn't even hit water if he fell out of a boat. He just wouldn't know where to look.
Yeah, it's rough. I really hate the Snyder Cut. It really does not work in any way. But you know.
Letin isn't here.
Oh yeah, no, we saved the Snyder Cut bashing, especially for when Tin was away. You know, we're nice like that.
And Christine is alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
so-
even know he left.
Damn.
I wish they
Oh,
did
fucking-
Flashpoint. Please delete this abomination of cinematic universe. They are doing the Flash movie is Flashpoint. And they're
Yeah,
gonna
maybe-
reboot the
maybe
universe,
something
thankfully,
like it.
and hopefully have better stuff. But I doubt it. I'm just like, I want to watch Aquaman 2 because Aquaman 1 was really fun. But that's pretty much it.
I just have a question. Do you guys think they're bringing back Batman 89 as like a response to Marvel potentially bringing back Toby and Andrew? Do you guys think that might be a reason?
Maybe.
I don't think it's a
No.
response more so than just that's what you do when you do multiverse. You have other versions that are so beloved, you're just gonna bring them back, which is the same thing. Like
I just find
in
it really
Infinite Crisis on
strange that
Infinite
they-
Earths, for example, had Ezra Miller show up as a cameo. They had Lucifer from the show show up. You know, and like Legends of Tomorrow, there's an episode where they visit the universe, a Supernatural's universe, but it's a universe where the brothers ended up dying during an episode, and it's like, oh, that's like just fan service. And it's what you do when you can travel between universes. So I don't know. I don't really necessarily think it's just a
fan
response.
service. It's not really like a full blown like premise. I guess is the right word. It's not like a full blown film. It's just occasional cameos. I'm talking
I guess
like
being like full part of the
incorporating them in. Yeah, incorporating them into like full parts of the story.
I mean, I guess
the
it's
thing
just more
is-
of a thing of about contracts. If you can get them for more than a cameo, you're gonna utilize them more. I guess
sure.
it's the kind of same thing. For the Day of the Doctor, I kind of understand it like the same way, where they wanted to have Christopher Eccleston, but they couldn't, and so they wrote a new Doctor to be the War Doctor to show up. And like they were a bigger part of the episode, but before. But like Stephen Moffat didn't actually know that even the 11th Doctor, even Matt Smith, was going to be available for it in terms of contracts. So it's just like if they can secure that, then they can do the crossover with these different incarnations of the same character. And if they couldn't, it would just be, you know, different. So I was expecting Jeb to be like, yes, I agree, but sure, whatever.
I mean, I don't watch the show, so
That's exactly why I
I can't
expected
respond.
Jeb the Santaran Bush.
Is alive. So, like, that's not true.
It is.
And
true.
also, not to nitpick Ancient One, not unlike my podcast, mostly nitpicking.
I hate how he says this every episode. Every video he makes, he says the exact same thing. Oh, not to nitpick, unlike my podcast called Mostly Nitpicking. Chill, dude. You don't need to chill at every video. I think I've mentioned ECUM on like one video of mine in the last year.
I wanted to I forgot to add this. For the timings of Keaton Batman and the No Way Home stuff, the multiverse stuff was confirmed roughly at the same time for No Way Home as it was for Keaton Batman.
Jeb keeps cutting off, but apparently
Yeah.
they were
Oh,
confirmed at the
yeah.
same time for the Flash and No Way Home. So, yeah, I guess.
But she says that you can't change a fixed point in time, but Cagliostro, I guess, can?
Yeah, Yeah, that's what he's trying to figure out. If how he can and if he can. I don't understand the issue. It's like you can't, but there's this one sorcerer once who actually succeeded. It's like it's not impossible. It's near impossible. That's kind of the point.
The guy that wrote the books that this is all based on, like I assume this character was able to change a fixed point in time. Otherwise, how did he know how to do it? Unless his books are just if I did it, like the O.J. Simpson of this universe. Anyway, then we learn that you can create 2 timelines within the same universe if you want.
That's not what she did. She separated Strange into 2, wasn't it?
So basically, what she did, she split them into 2, and you had alternate Strange, 2 Strangers coexist.
So wait, no.
From 2 different universes are the same. But it has huge consequences.
You saw in Endgame, it was one reality, but they were doing like multiple timeline stuff. They were getting stones from multiple realities. Why is this hard to grasp?
Because the difference here is 2 strangers in one universe. Like, in the sense that it's 2 different universes into one.
Yeah, she thinks that
What do you mean?
the Ancient One created a timeline when she didn't.
Yeah, no, it's the same Strange. It's just
he's divided
2
into
different
2,
outcomes.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah,
basically a what if within the what if, pretty much.
Yeah.
You saw this in Endgame. Why are you okay? Whatever, I don't care.
we did. Did we see it in
Yeah, when did we see
we
that?
did because like
Endgame?
Yeah.
because if you take a stone, so like okay, if they go back to Avengers 2012, and it's like in their reality, all of that happened the way it always did. But if they took away the stone from that reality, Loki went away and did his own thing. So that's kind of like the same thing.
I don't understand how it's the same thing.
Because like it's 2 different outcomes. Like for them, Avengers 2012 played out the way it did, but then they go back and they change something, and it's a branch. It's not like a change in the timeline. It's a branch off into something else. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but this isn't a branch. This is
that
the same universe. Both Doctor Stranges exist within the
I
same
know.
universe. Yeah, and when you create a branch, you're creating
it's the same
a new
thing in
universe.
Endgame.
No, when you're creating a branch, you're creating a new universe.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yes, it's 2
and
universes.
then you use the
into
quantum
one
realm
in this case.
to travel between universes. Which is how Cap returns the stones to try to get them back to the original timeline. So yeah, it's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Difficult, but it can be done. Nobody tell the TVA or Kang. But hey wait, that doesn't seem correct. It doesn't gel with a past rule of time travel. I can't remember where I heard this. Oh yeah, it was you, the Ancient One from Endgame. So which one is it, Tilda? And like...
Wait, okay, I'm gonna rewind because I'm not sure exactly what he's saying here.
Same universe, if you want. It's difficult, but it can be done. Nobody tell the TVA or Kang. But hey wait, that doesn't seem correct.
Oh, so he thinks it's because what? Wait, he thinks it's different. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rewind even more. I'm very confused right now.
2 timelines within the same universe.
Oh, so it's 2 times within the same universe. It's not. That's not what she did though. So he's just misunderstanding the rules. So
if you want, it's
yeah, we already countered this, so whatever.
Difficult, but it can be done. Nobody tell the TVA or Kang. But hey wait, that doesn't seem correct. It doesn't gel with a past rule of time travel. I can't remember where I heard this. Oh yeah, it was you, the Ancient One from Endgame. So which one is it, Tilda? And like, I don't care myself. Like, I can look past it. But this half-hour show...
You clearly care, though.
Well, apparently you can't.
Like, you're saying my problem with What If, and then you
doing.
focus so much on the rules contradicting each other, then yeah, of course you care. Oh, Jabby, we're gonna say
I
something?
see what he's doing. He's underplaying logic.
Yeah.
Is what he's doing. He's like, oh, logic does it still doesn't matter. It's like, no, if you can talk about it, it's not illegal.
But it is for him because he doesn't care about logic when it comes to Wenwu, so.
I don't understand why video essays are just scared of talking about logic. Like, stories are built upon logic. You need logic in everyday life. Stories are. Fuck it. I don't care. Just play.
Yeah, Jab wants to say something.
For fuck's sake. Um, also, he's he's having an issue with a new rule that's established that hasn't actually contradicted
Yo,
anything prior.
that is true. Yeah.
Well, it's different because he doesn't like the episode.
Well, he correlates the what happens in this episode with something that happens in another film, even though they're not the same mechanic. It's just a new mechanic, and I don't think he understands it.
Well, it's different because he doesn't like the episode.
Yeah,
A
that
lot
is
of
also
people
true.
a lot of people don't understand this episode's time.
Yeah.
Well, it's different because they don't like the episode.
Or maybe it's the same because they don't like the episode. Have you thought about that?
No.
Exactly.
Well, it's different because they don't like the episode.
I mean, that is also true. I hope Jab falls asleep again so we can see that Blanky and Teddy Bear filter again. I mean, that's all up to Jab. If he does end up falling asleep. Yeah.
Probably is not the right time to throw even more messy time travel canon into the universe. They're just unnecessarily messy. You could easily just start the episode with Christine dying and Strange just trying to bring her back to life with a very powerful spell. Because time travel is only one needlessly complicated mechanism introduced in this episode. The other is absorption magic, or the ability to accumulate
Have an
power by
alternate
consuming in this episode.
Hold on, because Jab died again.
March and have her there. He would. Actually, I'm gonna lose.
I'm gonna lose, and then he dies. Can't you restart your internet, Jeb?
No, it's not mine. Well, it's kind of is mine, but oh my god.
Oh, he died. Rip.
Oh, well.
Oh, he
Died.
died.
Oh,
Okay,
oh, there he
hey
is.
Jeb. Maybe if I change the region to Europe, it would be better. Hold on. Having to accommodate for the fucking British people. Cringe. But yeah, Jeb, if you can repeat what you were
So,
saying.
the reason he does time travel is because he wants her alive and
Oh,
it's the only
great.
spell possible. He can't do a branch because you need the Infinity Stones or Quantum Realm, which he doesn't have all the Infinity Stones or the Quantum Realm. He just has to.
He just has the what?
Time Stone.
See, the thing is, when you speak, usually you cut out and then, like, your voice comes out again in bursts. But then it didn't finish. But yeah, that is a good point, Chuck. I agree.
The other is absorption magic, or the ability to accumulate power by consuming other magical beings. Strange goes to a new library and learns new magic, I guess like dark magic. And why not just start the episode here? Instead of going to Camartage to fix his hands, Strange goes to Cagliostro's
He didn't go to Camartage to fix his hands. What? No, and you should go to Cagliostro's library. He needs to go to the past, though. Because Cagliostro isn't alive anymore.
disagree.
That is a good point, CV. I concede.
You're welcome.
library to save Christine. He's never the Sorcerer Supreme. He's just Doctor Strange Supreme. And Strange goes
But he needs to be for the plot to function. That's the entire point of the episode, is that he can't change his past however much he tries. And he needs to become the Sorcerer Supreme to beat Dormammu.
I don't know about that.
I mean, CV, you don't know about anything. You're a fucking moron. So anyway.
to this
That
library,
is
begins to
true.
absorb different creatures, and this bit is fun. Like, interesting, the animation, other monsters, they're pretty creative. Almost
Yeah.
makes me wish the whole series was hand-drawn animation, but whatever.
Me too.
Strange absorbs all of these animals. I assume we would see their powers later.
We do. Like, he even uses in
Do
the
we though?
finale. He uses the dragons. Like, yeah, we do see him using this. Even if this own episode doesn't use it when he's fighting the other Doctor Strange.
Yes.
So I guess Nando's just wrong.
He doesn't really do too much with him. We see him do a big hand and make some sandworms during the fight, but I wish we saw Doctor Strange calling on more of these monsters' powers during his fight.
Oh, so you just So he does what you want. He's just not enough, I guess. Sure.
Apparently.
I don't understand what his standards are. It's just like, oh, so I want to see this thing. They actually do it, but not enough. And why is it not enough? I don't know. I wish we saw it more. He's just looking for reasons not to like this episode at this point.
So then Doctor Strange gets very powerful, looks a little different. Like at one point he's this awesome homunculus thing, but for most of the episode he's just got bags under his eyes and a purple aesthetic. Also, he gets the classic Doctor Strange cape, which looks so much better. But this is all upended when Strange learns that he is a time twin and needs to absorb his other self to save Christine.
So you just realized what Doctor Strange is, didn't you? The other Doctor Strange. So it isn't just another time. Jesus. You just proved your own previous point wrong, you moron. Fucking hell.
So here's the part of the episode that most underwhelmed me. We went through all of this contrivance. A what if within a what if.
Sure.
So that Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange could fight. Why? Who cares?
I do.
Well, I say that.
What do you mean?
Obviously, people care.
When Doctor Strange is trying
Mirabel-
to, he's willing to give up his he's willing to give up his universe to bring back the Christine. That is very meaningful for his character. And the other Doctor Strange is like, no, we need to defend the universe. That's what we're here to do. That is a very interesting clash of mentalities, which is explored well and does for a very interesting final fight, climactic fight in the episode. I'm so confused.
What if? So that Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange could fight. Why? Who cares? I've complained about mirror villains before, but this is ridiculous.
It's not, though.
It's not.
A character fighting each
makes
other can be
sense.
very meaningful if you actually have a character fighting himself. That's what I mean. It can be very meaningful if you actually have a proper way to do it. To have a character like clashing with his own self's like contradictions of his own beliefs. I guess I don't know. Contradiction would be the right word, but yeah. If you have one character that in the past believed something and now he believes something else, and then you have these two versions clashing with one another, it's really meaningful. I don't know, I don't see the issue. I think it's actually really cool.
But it's not. No, who cares?
Who cares about Doctor Strange fighting Doctor Strange?
They just shoot different colored blasts. And sometimes Strange uses monster powers, but not nearly enough to justify this fight.
What do you mean
They
to
use
justify this
there
fight?
What was that? What?
This is so disingenuous, it hurts.
Yeah. Like, they talk quite a bit. Doctor Strange tries to calm him down, but he can't. Strange Supreme is just fucked at this point.
It's mostly just orange circles where golden circles usually are.
But, this is so disingenuous. That's not what the fight is. The fight is actually really cool. I think the animation is actually pretty neat in it. Like, I don't like the character designs, but the fight itself.
When we just fight with the same rings.
Yeah, when he uses the rings to do the exact same thing, and when he fights fucking Shang-Chi, they're literally doing the exact same moves, just the rings are different colors. And yet you think Shang-Chi is great.
Who cares?
Yeah. We can do the same thing to something you like, Nando. Fuck's sake.
It would be cool if Wong showed up to fight Strange, or the Ancient One, or Caecilius, or Mordo, or all four of them teaming up to fight this new evil sorcerer.
I mean, that could be cool, but this is a story about a character facing himself and trying to move on from a death that deeply impacted him, and that's why the fight between two Doctor Stranges is meaningful. Like, you could still have somewhat the same arc with Strange Supreme if you had the Ancient One, but she was already dead by that point, so you can't really have her, can you? I don't understand.
Also, hey, in this universe, did Dormammu just kill everybody? Like
What?
in the evil timeline, there was no Doctor Strange to stop Dormammu. So
What?
Oh, so it's still on the other two timelines in the same universe bullshit.
Or maybe
think so.
Wong could call the Avengers. We could have the Avengers fight Doctor Strange. That is really fun. Maybe Wanda and
Wait, I think we skipped ahead. Hold on.
Yeah.
the Ancient One, or Caecilius, or Mordo, or all four of them teaming up to fight this new evil sorcerer. Also, hey, in this universe, Did Dormammu just kill everybody?
No, he didn't. Because he only went back in time. He hasn't done any changes yet.
Yeah, I don't understand this.
Those events still happened. He's just stuck in the past.
Yeah. What?
Like in the evil timeline, there was no Doctor Strange to Dormammu, so I imagine he just kind of won. Whatever.
I have no idea. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea what he's trying to say here. So, yeah.
He's trying to say when he went to the past, and then the timeline split occurred. He didn't already experience the Dormammu events, so Dormammu should have won.
But he does.
Exactly.
So how did he arrive at this conclusion? I'm so confused.
It's Nando.
Maybe Wong could call the Avengers. We could have the Avengers fight Doctor Strange. That
You still need to send them back in time. If you have Doctor Strange, the only person who could actually convince Strange Supreme of something is Doctor Strange. It's kind of the point. For him to move on from his own grief and guilt.
Also, the Avengers are not standing against a chance for mystical threats. So,
Yeah, they wouldn't even know exactly what to do. They wouldn't have anything to do. Doctor Strange would fucking destroy them. We've seen how powerful the Strange Supreme is.
is really fun. Maybe Wanda and Thor would stand a chance against magic, but everyone else would.
Thor? Why Thor?
they're all dead, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Strange Supreme is much stronger than Wanda. By the way, now that I think about it, isn't Zombie Wanda now in the universe where Natasha and Clint were? Because of the finale?
I can't remember if he disposed of her.
Well, even if he did, it doesn't matter, right? Because Natasha leaves that universe and she was like the last being alive in that universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it only doesn't matter if Wanda Zombie is there or not. So whatever.
Get destroyed. I'm just very done with this Harry Potter, you do a beam and I do a different kind of beam magic.
That's not all that happens, but sure.
So,
It's just really disingenuous at that fight, but whatever.
This stuff peaked in Infinity War when Strange fought Thanos and has never managed to transcend that.
How? I mean, I think he's saying. Okay, so what his phrasing was bad, but I think he's praising Infinity War.
He is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
the thing is,
the way he phrased it makes it seem like Infinity War did it the most, and ever since they're still doing it. But what he means is that Infinity War does the fight style with Doctor Strange versus Thanos well, and that's what he means by peaking. But
yeah,
I really don't think that's a peak. I think they could have done a lot more with the magic and the stones. It's a cool looking fight, but they definitely could have done more.
Yeah, I think it's a cool, just visually, I think it's visual stimuli. It's pretty neat, but it's leaves a lot to be desired from Doctor Strange. Just the fact that he doesn't use the sling ring is retarded, so you know.
Not just Strange, but also Thanos. Like, that fight could have gone so many different ways.
Yeah. They did that in Shang-Chi, Nando. You praised it. Yeah, you know. But Shang-Chi has the best MCU villain, so we don't care.
Also, it's worth noting Doctor Strange after Infinity War has only really appeared in Endgame and didn't do much in terms of spells and that.
He only kept the water from flowing on them, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's not really fair to go, it peaked in Infinity War.
Yeah, when he hasn't shown up in any film since Infinity War, except for Endgame for 10 minutes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we're gonna have No Way Home with Doctor Strange 2, and then we're gonna have Doctor Strange 2. So, I don't know. I think there's gonna be quite a lot we're gonna see with Doctor Strange using his magic, with him having learned new spells. I don't think it'll be good because it's, MCU past Infinity War, but,
Managed to transcend that. So we have this unnecessarily complicated mechanism motivated by forgettable romance that leads to an uninteresting fight. And yet, this is the episode that everyone likes.
Yes, because
for good reason.
Because you're wrong, Nando. I think you should have realized that. Maybe some introspect is in order. Introspection is in order. I don't know. Oh, 10, you have returned. Wait, 10.
Oh, right.
Let me show you this latest sentence from him.
Necessarily complicated.
Hold on. Wait, before this.
This stuff peaked in Infinity War when Strange fought Thanos and has never managed to transcend
Here.
that. So we have this unnecessarily complicated mechanism motivated by forgettable romance that leads to an uninteresting fight. And yet, this is the episode that everyone likes.
Yeah, so you
Fuck
know.
off.
He says as if he's proved it, but he hasn't really. He just says, yeah, oh, this is what happens, but like you need to prove that the romance is underdeveloped. You can't just say it is. Like the lack of references in this video really, really hurts it. Not that it was a good video, but you know, you get what I mean. He could actually potentially try to argue for his point, but he doesn't have any way to do it because he doesn't have it. Because he doesn't have like any references.
The one that won a lot of people over. I really don't get. Episode
You're a fucking
5,
idiot.
What If Zombies, was way less confusing for me.
Wow, really? What?
Oh my god.
How can you-
This episode? No.
But sure. Let's see why.
Premise and execution were relatively straightforward, but
Really? Thanos becomes a Thanos becomes a zombie by the end of the episode. Really? Was it straightforward? It's not straight. Whatever. I don't.
the issue is the same as a lot of people. Tone. I felt that the tone of episode 5 was off. It just
Yeah, the tone was terrible.
Okay, yeah.
We agreed there. The tone really was really shit. It was really way more comedic than it should have been, considering the topic that they were handling. With everyone losing their loved ones, like Peter being so upbeat and that he's like, yo, you know, Aunt May said, if I'm not happy, I may as well be dead. So, you know, because my Aunt May is a great character that definitely doesn't character assassinate her. No, sir. No.
didn't fit the situation. And yes, later in the episode, Peter tells Hope that his jokes are to honor the memory of those who he lost. Sure. That doesn't explain
I'm not sure. That's dumb.
No.
It's like, yo, everyone I
Playing close to
know
good.
died. Let me make jokes. How does that correlate?
the humor that comes from Bucky or Scott or Hope. I've got Sharon on me. That's your friend. One of the
Yeah, I hated that. I've got Sharon on me. Fucking Christ. Your friend just died. You just went inside her and exploded her. And you're like, oh yeah. Fucking Christ.
Phrasing.
Sorry.
For fuck's sake. I didn't even think about it. Oh, whatever. But yeah, I hate the jokes in this episode, except for Scott Lang. I thought he was funny. I thought he had a few good jokes.
last survivors of the zombie apocalypse. You got no respect. You're not upset by her death at all. I understand being a little cold after being forced to kill everyone close to you, but this feels like another level. I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a pretty consistent tone that's shared throughout.
No, they're not. No.
Not really?
I'd say the earlier Marvel films have pretty consistent tone with some levity in the middle of a lot of good dramatic moments that aren't undercut by jokes most of the time. But the films do have a lot of, as time goes on, they do have a lot of drama being undercut by jokes and levity that does not fit, that I think really kind of hurts my investment in them, because it kind of makes me feel like the stakes aren't as high because they're just joking about the situation.
I think the tonal inconsistency started as early as Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah, Iron Man 3 is
ship was-
insanely inconsistent, yeah, tonally. It's trying to joke about Tony's PTSD, which I don't like at all. It's a really just a really serious topic that the film's trying to handle, and it's just hand waving it away. And then we have that post-credit scene where he's talking to Banner. I really hate that scene.
Trauma.
Hilarious.
Then you have Thor 2, which is just bleh.
Like Thor 2 has Darcy being fucking annoying as shit, but I don't know. I think
Fuck Darcy.
tonally it's mostly
Yeah, but
consistent with quite a few of
Marcus,
it.
she has big boobies.
I mean, that is not
It's
wrong.
fine.
It's true, and it's a bit of a plus, but still.
Not enough.
I mean, yeah, the thing that annoys me the most with the Thor films is Darcy and Jane Foster and that group. I think they're really annoying as characters, but I actually think those films have some pretty good character stuff that gets overlooked. Like I think Thor: The Dark World, Thor and Loki's relationship and Loki causing his mom's death and everything. It's quite meaningful as a character, so as character moments for him, which I really appreciate. Jeb. Oh, I was gonna say that you left the watch together, but you're back, so it's fine.
I think a movie with one of the most confusing tones is Ant-Man. It's like, yikes.
Ant-Man is just garbage. I'll get around to talking about the Ant-Man films.
That's a bag of worms you don't want to bring up because we always get shit for it every time.
Oh yeah, people
More
get
specifically
people
me.
shit on us because we think that the Ant-Man films are worse than Captain Marvel when they're easily like worse. Like I think the Ant-Man 1 at least he has some good character stuff, but Ant-Man 2 is just devoid of anything of quality. Ant-Man and the Wasp, sorry. I don't mean to undermine Wasp's achievements as being a character that exists.
I still haven't seen that movie.
You should not. It's the most boring, pointless film that ever existed, where genuinely pretty much nothing happens. Like, because every scene, the conflict of a scene is resolved by the end of that scene. Well, not by the end. It's resolved by the next scene, where it's just like they forget that the conflict exists, and it's like, oh, okay, so there's no reason for me to be invested in the story.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'd rather have something that's so fucking inconsistent tonally wise, but at least sounds whimsical. I'd rather watch that over something like fucking Civil War, which is just depressing all the time for no real reason.
I don't know, because Ant-Man and the Wasp the jokes aren't funny, because like it's trying to go for a comedy, but it's really unfunny as a comedy. And I think you can laugh at a drama that fails more than you can laugh at a comedy that fails.
I find it really difficult to laugh during Civil War. I can't really say for certain. I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, so can't speak authoritatively on that one. And Ant-Man 1 bored me to tears, so there's that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you do need to see it first, so.
This is why I love Shandy. The one moment he talks, it's about massive mommy milk. Yeah, boy!
Most of the movies. It usually only scales based on specific characters being jokier or less jokey than others, and the severity of each situation.
You cannot show Endgame and tell me that film does not joke about serious situations. Just look at Thor as a character. Like, no. You cannot tell me that. It's super tonally inconsistent.
I mean, I still stand by the decision that they could have done Fat Thor well. It's just
I agree. They really butchered it.
Kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, the
You're having a panic attack. Here, I slap you and be all funny and then.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, I hate it. They could have definitely done it well, but the way they do it is retarded.
And this, the direst situation, is sillier than an Ant-Man movie. Like there's
not the direst. The direst was when half of the universe died after Infinity War. In Endgame.
I'm pretty certain the most dire situation was finding out that free will doesn't exist, and you'll literally be snapped out of existence if you fuck up going to the groceries.
Oh yeah, and Loki was still making jokes. Yeah, yeah. So I guess Loki is the worst tonally. So that's fine. Okay, Loki is worse once again. It's awesome.
Some parts of this episode that I genuinely enjoyed.
Such
Hope
as
versus Scarlet Witch.
There was barely any fight, but
Hope versus okay.
A lot of fun. Hope taking center stage is a great decision. Peter's characterization felt right on the money.
No, it did not. What? Peter was terrible. He was what? He's super out of character.
He's making jokes while people die. His friends die. What?
He's super incompetent as well. Gee, no, fuck off.
That too.
Yeah.
But
what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, he is incompetent in Far From Home and Homecoming, so it's not like it's it comes out of nowhere.
Else was interchangeable, all throwing out quippy one-liners after killing their best friend. But episode 4 and 5 do deserve a lot of credit for pretty much destroying their respective universes.
Episode 5 doesn't do that. There's still a universe outside of Earth.
Yeah, Earth is not the only planet in the universe, dude. Have you not seen
Well,
Guardians of the Galaxy?
We have no idea what zombie Thanos is going to do the moment he
think
gets those
people need
Infinity
to-
Stones.
Well, but that's the thing, because the zombies are transported to the other dimension, right? So was zombie Thanos
Yeah.
transported to that dimension as well by Strange Supreme? In
No
the
idea.
finale? Because if he was,
Would've
then
been
that's
ample.
it. It's done. There's nothing to do because the
Why
Storm
did-
Nutrition work.
Doctor Strange know to summon the zombies? How did he know they existed?
I assume because it was part of their plan that they planned with the Watcher, and the Watcher told them about it. That's what I.
Yeah, but then why wouldn't the Watcher tell them, yo, Killmonger, bad idea, he's gonna fucking take the stones?
Because he was part of the plan, as they realized at the end when Doctor Strange's like, "Yo, us losing
Why
the
didn't he
stone was
tell
part
them
of the
that they
plan."
can't destroy the Infinity Stones in
Because it was
other
part of the
universes?
plan, as Doctor Strange says. It's genuinely retarded, but yeah, they say it's
Why
part
did
of the
they
plan.
tell
so it
them
is.
not to attack Black Widow because she's a useful ally?
Because it was all part of the plan.
All part of the
Part of the plan.
No
See,
wonder
people
the
don't
Watcher's
panic when
such a
things go
fucking
according to
faggot.
plan.
Jesus.
That episode's fucking retarded.
And to be clear, I do not see a world where anyone makes it out of the Marvel zombie universe, regardless of what some people online say. So I appreciate that there are real consequences. But that's episode 5, and this is starting to sound a lot like the original What If video about episodes 1 through 3. One episode was a premise that didn't really work for me. And the other was fun on the surface, but lacked anything for me to really latch onto. But then,
Okay, I need to point out the pet peeve of mine again.
Alright?
In that very video that they're filming with Happy that says, wear long sleeves. He is not wearing long sleeves.
That is hilarious. They say you need to wear long sleeves, and they never wear long sleeves throughout the entire episode.
It's so lazy.
It's
it
so
hurts.
funny, yeah. Oh yeah, and somehow Tony was bitten in his armor. Yeah, that's hilarious as well. For some reason, the Avengers get together, even though they were separated in Infinity War. Somehow get together and they start fighting the zombies, and they get beaten because they're retarded. As opposed to Tony just dropping a fucking bomb from his arsenal onto the zombies and, calling that a day. Or just using fucking Wanda to kill all the zombies because, she was...
As opposed to Thor using his Wait, is Thor even in that scene?
I don't
I forget.
remember, but if he shouldn't be, it wouldn't make sense for him to be. Because, yeah, he was away. Yeah, he was with, the ship. The Asgardian ship, so he shouldn't be. So if he is, that's also a plot hole.
just like in the last video, they go ahead, make something like episode 6, and totally redeem themselves.
I
Because
Episode 6.
I actually hate you.
So CV, you haven't watched this episode, but this is the episode where Killmonger, he saves Tony by grabbing the explosive that was gonna, fuck Tony up. Then he throws it in the air and it explodes. And then Tony decides from that to make Killmonger. Well, after that, and after Killmonger somehow has the files that prove that Tony's assassination was commanded. It was commanded by Obadiah Stane. Tony asks to arrest Obadiah, and he makes Killmonger as a COO on his company. And then they work together to create fucking Ironmonger suits to start a legion and use them to invade Wakanda, which is a ruse that Killmonger wants to help, to pretend that he's helping Wakanda, even though he's controlling the machines that are attacking Wakanda. So that is the plot of episode 6. So you can see how already that does not make any sense. But hey, what if redeemed himself?
But have you taken into consideration underdeveloped relationship?
I mean, that is a good point, yeah.
6 was terrific. The best episode yet. The premise was perfect.
The premise was perfect.
Oh, what do you mean perfect? No.
How
I love the.
the premise
I love
was
the
that
fact-
he fucking somehow Killmonger was managed to access files that proved that Obadiah ordered Stark's kidnapping or murder or assassination or whatever, and because of that he intercepts it so he can try to save Tony and manipulate his way up the chain so he can go back to Wakanda to pretend to T'Chaka that he's trying to help, which makes no sense because T'Chaka just trusts him, even though he's the son of the the guy he killed because of the shit. Well, the guy he killed, which was his brother, because of the shit that his brother had done by selling vibranium, like outside of Wakanda. Jesus fucking Christ!
And that's without taking into account he managed to pick up a fucking missile and launch it with no superpowers.
Oh yeah, that was before he was he had the Black Panther serum. Yeah. Just real quick, Dominic super chatted saying, "I am suicide,"
Right.
and I relate to the sentiment.
Do we want to, before we continue with this stupid video, do you want to break down how he does the killing of T'Challa and who was it? The American Rhodey.
Rhodia. Well, he uses a Sonic that Sonic thingy, right? That one that Obadiah uses in Iron Man 1.
There's so many things wrong with it. Like, he uses the claws after T'Challa dies, which
Well, doesn't he
would-
steal the claws from T'Challa?
yeah, to frame it as if it was a fight, but you'd be able to tell through forensics that happened after.
Oh yeah, definitely. The way he tries to frame it so that it seems like Rhodey killed T'Challa is retarded. It makes absolutely no sense.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, I guess Rhodey is the one who's at fault. He could have, I don't know. I think if he tried to frame it on Claw, it probably would have made more sense. Rather than try to frame it on Rhodey. Because Rhodey's an American hero. Why the fuck? Like, people would really take that with a grain of salt. If you have Claw, he's already an outlaw. They're gonna have a bias against him. They would want to seize his shit because he has vibranium.
Also, the fact Rhodey has the same injuries with the sound thing,
Yeah.
and how he dies is very different.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with it. That moment is dumb. Yeah, and this episode also assassinates T'Chaka, like I said, with him just trusting his nephew, considering everything. Considering he didn't even trust his own brother, because, yeah, he shouldn't. Yeah.
Which is
Tony
saying
killed-
something because he was already assassinated in Civil War.
Hey! That's a good joke. Good done. Zod is never satisfied, I swear to God.
No.
The premise was perfect.
The premise is perfect.
Perfect. Tony and Killmonger are two of the most interesting characters in the MCU who have never met, but
Killmonger is not interesting. Killmonger is a terrible character.
I disagree. I think Killmonger as a premise is pretty interesting.
What is this
That's-
premise?
It's just that it's just that the execution. So you have a child who is born into greatness, who then has that greatness taken away from him by his own family, and he goes on a mission for revenge to basically get back his birthright. That's an interesting premise, no matter how you slice it. The problem is that the execution itself is fucking retarded. You could have done a lot with Killmonger's story, and you could have had a lot of interesting back and forth between T'Challa and Eric, because Eric, being the person he is raised with a different mentality, while T'Challa, with his mentality, would be like, I don't understand the way you're thinking, because he's not been raised in that sort of environment before.
I agree, but that's not what I understood it when he says premise. For me, it's like when he's already older, this is what Killmonger is as a character. These are his motivations, and then we go from there. But if you want to say just like his backstory, and this is how his character is going to start.
Shut up!
Like, sorry.
I'm talking to my cat. He's just making a whole bunch of stupid ass noises for no good reason.
That I heard it. But yeah.
I'm gonna kill you. Fuck off.
Jesus Christ, Shandy. Your poor cat.
No, seriously, he's just bitching and moaning for no good reason. The door's open, the window's open, he's got food. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So do you get that struggle, don't you?
What?
You
I've
have cats.
Listen
You
to
have
this
to deal with cats.
bullshit. Fucking hell.
I do have a cat, yeah.
So you told me how your cat was just scratching your left arm just by stretching out its claws.
Oh, yeah.
What do you
because can't-
want? The door is open. You idiot.
But anyway, yeah, what I assumed in terms of premise was more of him being grown up rather than just him as a child. But if you go from him just like, this is how his character is, his environment is going to be, and we're gonna see from that environment how he changes over time and how his beliefs are gonna clash with T'Challa. I do agree that it would be an interesting premise to explore. I guess I was just seeing from a different perspective of what premise meant, but yeah.
I'm about to kill this thing.
Jesus, I'm about to kill this thing, and you hear him fucking loading his gun. That's a shame.
Killmonger are two of the most interesting characters in the MCU who have never met but happened to canonically be in the same place at the same time, so the pitch writes itself.
They weren't
No.
in the same place at the same time. What? They weren't. I'm confused. They weren't in the same place at the same time. This episode made it so that they were. What?
Also, Star-Lord, Thanos, and Loki are more interested than Killmonger.
Oh yeah, easily.
Who have never met but happened
is more
to
interesting than
canonically be in
Killmonger.
the same place at the same time, so the pitch writes itself. And we got to see how that chance encounter would change the trajectory of both heroes.
In a way that makes absolutely no sense. Like Tony learning the exact same lesson he would have learned, but then not actually learning it, but learning it. I don't understand. It's weird. It's like, yo, I saw what my weapons were doing to, people defending this country. But it's just the same lesson he learned in Iron Man 1, but it took a lot more to change Tony's perspective on him fabricating his weapons and shit.
Getting to see Tony walking down the wrong path was a delight. He is a complete, unapologetic jerk who you can manipulate with a simple, it's just, oh, never mind, kind of.
Yeah, which is dumb. Tony shouldn't be this retarded. Tony was never like this. What the fuck's sake?
line. And then we get to see what would happen
Is
if
Vulture
Killmonger
better
had the
than
resources
Killmonger?
of Tony Stark.
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't think so.
Character-wise, he is. I'd say his motivation makes more sense, but
I
definitely say his motivation makes more sense. The issue is with his planning, and he's just really retarded with how he goes about executing his plans and shit.
His motivation relies on a whole bunch of contrivances in the opening
Well, yeah, but that
scene
doesn't.
of the movie.
but
But then
that-
again, so does Black Panther. So
Yeah, I just mean like from a character perspective alone, rather than just like how his motivation started. I'm just like, yeah, this is his motivation. His like, makes more sense than Killmonger, as I say.
It's just, oh, never mind, kind of line. And then we get to see what would happen if Killmonger had the resources of Tony Stark. His values don't change, but whereas original plan was relatively subtle, his new plan involves mini Gundams. And for the fourth time in this 6-episode series, we kill Tony Stark. So that's neat. On top of all
Sure.
that, the writing in this episode was the best the series has produced so far.
Yeah, that's funny. Sure.
Killmonger and Tony's conversation, comparing the two characters, really hit.
Did it? It was really dumb. Tony's like, "Oh, we're the same. We're orphans." That's a really good dialogue. I'm sorry. Like he pretty much says it verbatim. He says like, "Oh, you're an orphan. Who wants to fight? I'm also an orphan. We're very much alike." Pretty sure that's the line.
Caps and
orphan.
Wait, let me find the line. It's what if episode 6 transcript. I want to find the exact line because it was hilarious. Series 1, episode 6.
Cap's an orphan. Poor Cap.
Cap is an orphan. Fucking okay. Episode 6. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so that's fun. The transcripts in that website aren't working, so we're just... I don't know the exact line. I apologize for everyone watching for, failing you. I did not mean to do that.
The difference between you
My
and me is that
disappointment
you
is
don't
immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Shut the fuck up, Tim. You haven't seen Fight Club.
I hate Tim's life.
Same.
You said we're gonna watch that soon, alright? So calm your tits.
I did, but it means you haven't watched it, so you're still being cringe. So anyway,
comparing the two characters really hit. the difference between you and me is that you don't see the difference between you and me was genius.
Not really. It's like,
'Cause
yeah, you're
I'm
being
black
fucking
and you're
retarded.
white.
It's like, yeah, you're being retarded, Tony. If you don't see the difference, like, yeah, my upbringing is a lot different than yours. You were a spoiled kid, with a lot of money, who had all the resources you could, and you
I always
manufacture
took that to
weapons.
mean a race thing.
So did
Because
I.
Killmonger's racist.
Well, but I'm not. Well, me too. But that's not really the point I'm making. Is like, obviously they're different, so it's not really a genius line when it's like, yeah, no shit, you're different. Tony should realize that, and because he doesn't, it just undermines his intelligence. But if you also want to take it as a race thing, it is also dumb, because it completely undermines the point of, trying to tackle racism. But whatever.
And this is another episode where every voice actor is 100%. It definitely helps that Michael
No. Tony's voice actor was really bad. Like, really bad. Well, but whatever.
B. Jordan has enough experience with voice work to bring
Yeah,
out
Michael
the
B. Jordan
emotion
was
through
good.
the medium. And Mark Wingert did an excellent job at
No.
capturing the spirit
No,
of
he
Robert.
didn't.
He did
No.
not. No, he was terrible. He sounds
He
pretty
didn't.
amazingly in
He might
shit.
have been able to capture the premise, the tone or the character of like a different Tony Stark from a different property, but not RDJ. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's no.
Yeah, no, he does
Like
not
a-
sound like RDJ.
Lego Marvel Superheroes has a better Tony.
Oh, yeah. I actually quite like the Lego Marvel Superheroes VAs. I think they're pretty good. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 is shit, but 1 has some pretty good VAs.
Yeah. That was during like the voice actors strike, so they're
I
all on
knew
yours
you were
and
gonna
that,
say
so-
that, Tin. I was waiting for you to say it. I was gonna continue talking. I knew you were gonna say it, and I stopped myself because I knew you were gonna say it. I can predict your every movement.
Why am I in a group chat with Batman 1 and Bora?
Because it's Jeb, he does that. So yeah. No, yeah, Lego Marvel Superhero Show has Sacha Dhawan voicing his character from Iron Fist, and that's pretty much the extent of my appreciation for the voice acting in that game.
Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. And this is for reason the third episode in the series where Chadwick Boseman either dies or talks about death in an unbelievably poignant way.
Really? How is it poignant? I don't understand how it's poignant. He's just like, yo, death. And it's like, yo, the actor is also dead in real life. What? An actor played a character that died, and the actor also died in real life? That's insane. I've never seen that before.
10 also died, so.
Yeah, but he's not playing a character that died in a character that died. He's just died in real
Well,
life.
Yeah.
his
not
PFP is
poignant.
Jamie, so.
She's not dead yet, though. So I don't understand what your point is.
Yeah.
Unless she died of
No,
old
she's
age,
not.
which since the series ended. But she didn't.
I thought she died.
That's every character
I
ever.
could
Yeah.
die of
How
old
did
age.
she didn't die.
What do you. No, she did.
When?
What are you kidding?
In the show.
When?
Who died?
In the finale.
When?
That was Danny.
No. Oh, okay.
You're confusing Danny and Jen. You're CV. It's insane how retarded you are. Really, it is absurd how dumb you are.
First you
Who
don't know
died?
that the
I
hand was
wasn't
Danny,
listening.
and now you think Jerry was Danny. You actual
Wow.
fucking twat.
Fucking
CV,
moron.
are you retarded?
Yeah, CV's brain dead. I swear to
Wait,
God.
Jamie's brown hair.
What happened? What did I say?
Nothing. CV doesn't matter. No, whatever.
Say nothing.
We will never
Say
take you
nothing.
seriously
Won't-
anymore. That's awesome.
Okay.
Say nothing. You'll lower the IQ of the whole server.
Fucking moron.
Boseman either dies or talks about death in an unbelievably poignant way. I don't know how much of this was planned, knowing that he was sick, but
None of it. He didn't tell anyone. What? How much of it was planned? Do you think they would write around the actor dying in real life? That's super insensitive. What?
Imagine being like yeah, I know you're dying, but here's a bit where you die.
Yeah, let's write you dying in this TV show so we can have like a poignant moment with you dying in real life as well. This is not insensitive at all. What the shit? Like, the point of him hiding his cancer was the fact that he thought he would be able to fight it, and when he didn't, he ended up dying. Jesus, wow, Nando, this is insane.
What is this?
I'm baffled by this. How can you in any way say that? What? Wow.
If it was not written that way, this is an insane coincidence.
Jeb, are you dying?
What was that?
You know, the theme of death and rebirth once again showing up.
Yeah, but there won't be any rebirth this time.
I don't know. He's 92. Jeb has survived quite a bit. He can survive death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it meant someone else.
Oh no.
I survived Nazis.
I thought he meant Chadwick.
Sure.
Oh no, he ain't surviving.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of Chadwick, I'm gonna talk about good thing now. I watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom this week because I needed to for college, and it's actually a really great film.
No, you
Chadwick
didn't.
Boseman, shut the fuck
No,
up.
you didn't.
And Chadwick Boseman is a fantastic actor in it. Like unironically, if he had won his Oscar over Anthony Hopkins, I wouldn't have been mad. His performance is that good. Speaking of good thing, fuck's sake, Jeff. But yeah, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I enjoyed that film. It's pretty good. I think it tells a really good story surrounding racism during the the 1920s. And quite is some fantastic performances from Chadwick especially and Viola Davis. So I recommend it. It's a Netflix original if you want to watch. So yeah, good film.
Speaking of good things, cancer.
For fuck's sake, Jeff.
This was planned, knowing that he was sick, but if it was not written that way, this is an insane coincidence. Overall, this series has a lot to like. Sure, there are some things that I'm not a huge fan of, but there's also plenty of things I like, and I am totally looking forward to episodes 7, 8, and 9, as well as season 2.
I hate
I'm
you,
not.
Nando.
As always, huge
So-
thanks.
Is this the end? I think it is,
You're a
right?
pedophile, Nando.
Jesus Christ, Joe. ECUM does not endorse anything that Jeb has ever said in his entire life, okay?
Every single take that's ever come in his mouth.
Jeez,
don't
we took
endorse that.
way longer with this video than I ever thought we would. It's been like 2 hours and a half since the stream started.
Oh, God's sake.
You
No,
guys
there's
think
no-
we can
like
do
15
another
minutes.
video, or does anyone have to leave?
Peter.
I have to leave.
I'm good.
I'm good.
You have to leave, CV? Are you
Peter.
being the cringe?
Well, I can stay for like another half hour.
Alright,
Peter.
so you can see the beginning of the next video. Okay, shut the fuck up, Jared. I swear to God. But yeah, let us watch this next video then. But yeah, this video was garbage, as expected from Nando.
Santa nonce.
I don't think that's how they say it in the
There's-
show.
Not
Alright.
quite accurate.
Almost there, yeah. And nonce are pretty much the same. So this video is called "What Marvel's What If Was Missing." So let us watch.
Cancer.
I think it had enough with Chadwick Boseman being voice actor in plenty of episodes. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he had cancer at that point, so it's fine.
Yeah. So anyway,
Spoilers for What If Season 1. There's a moment in the finale after Doctor Strange Supreme and the Watcher have assembled the Guardians of the Multiverse that feels like the perfect example of
Dumb name. Moving on.
feels like
Yeah.
the perfect example of my, like I always say, this
What?
series did a lot of
okay,
things
hold on. I think you
Right, yeah.
jumped for
That's
a
good.
second.
Yeah.
problem
Yeah,
with
it's
What
jumping
If.
for you guys
And
too,
like
right?
I always say,
Also, I'm not a
did
big
lot-
fan of how Thor's face looks. It looks very like rectangular.
It looks terrible.
I don't know
It doesn't
why.
look like. Well, his face and Jane Foster's face do not look like the actors, which is funny because the actual actors are voicing themselves. It's like, wow, you couldn't even get the likeness right.
Multiverse that feels like the perfect example of biggest problem with What If. And like I always say, this series did a lot of things right. I'm not trying to hate on it, and sometimes my criticism comes off as nitpicky, but that's not my intention. There needs to be something between the Infinity Stones actually shouldn't be able to work outside of their own universes, and bright lights, pretty colors, right? Like, we're all somewhere between those two extremes. None of
What?
Not really. I'm
Huh?
pretty much on the extremes of yes, if it is established that the Infinity Stone shouldn't work in a universe, they shouldn't. I will care about it. In a different universe. Even though, well, yeah, the issue is they should until the episode establishes that the Infinity Crusher or whatever it's called, it doesn't work because the stones are different, which implies that each universe requires its own Infinity Stones. So that's the issue I have.
stop painting logic as extreme. It's not.
Yeah.
It's valid to care about this stuff.
Yeah, it's not an extreme to want the story to tell a coherent story. Whatever.
Want to be cinema sins. But okay. There's a moment in the finale of What If.
Jesus Christ, why is this skipping? That's cringe.
I also
Ah,
find it
yes.
funny that he cites CinemaSins, and a lot of people have been citing CinemaSins recently as examples of movie criticism that isn't valid. But I've seen a few CinemaSins videos recently, and they've made some pretty interesting points against a lot of the movies that we've been criticizing recently, and I find that pretty funny.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
for example,
CinemaSins
he actually criticized...
I just want to say real quick, because I think CinemaSins actually, he does do fair criticism on a lot of points, and even in terms of nitpicking, like nitpicking is a valid form of criticism, it's just doesn't really ultimately change a lot the quality of the media. But it is, CinemaSins has had good criticisms of media for quite a few times, but it's just usually it tries to use comedy to excuse the inaccuracies in the CinemaSins videos, which just makes it really a poor watch if you want to actually engage in fair criticism. But if you just want to watch it as comedy, I guess you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, one criticism that I found pretty funny in like wow, this is actually really valid, and not wow, this is actually funnily written, is his Civil War video where he criticizes Ross going after the Avengers and saying this is a really retarded thing for you to do, because if the Avengers didn't exist, then you people would have been dead. I'm like, wow, it's really funny how he made this point like 4 or 5 years ago, and we're only now going, you know what, he might actually have a point.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes CinemaSins gets shit right. Usually most criticisms aren't that valid, but yeah, sometimes he does get shit right, Jeremy. Alright, one of Nando's definitions of a nitpick is extremely nonsensical character decisions that cause the entire plot of a movie to happen. Oh yeah, you know, kind of like Shang-Chi, yeah, definitely. But, you know, Wenwu was the best Marvel villain, so who cares at the end of the day.
Want to be cinema sins. But okay. In the finale of What If, where Killmonger is fiddling with the Ultron head that Thor brought from his universe. Gamora and Thor are standing apart from the rest of the group, and Gamora asks Thor, "Do you trust him?" And Thor replies, "I trust everybody." And then they have a toast, and then 15 minutes of fighting, the end. Now, after watching that scene a second and third time, I had a question. Why Thor and Gamora? Out of any two characters to have that exchange, why those two?
Actually, a fair question. I don't understand why those two. I mean, I don't understand why Party Thor was chosen in the first place.
Still yeah. My Gamora was kept in when her episode was fucking cut.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know why these two. That is a fair question, Nando. Like, if you were anyone to not trust, I think probably you could have someone talking to Doctor Strange. I guess not Black Panther. T'Challa talking to Doctor Strange probably would be the best. In terms of which ones would make sense. Like T'Challa's like, "Oh, do you trust him?" And Doctor Strange is like, "Oh, the Watcher trusts him, so I trust him too," or something like that. I don't know.
They don't know each other, or even seem to know of each other before this moment. More importantly, neither knows Killmonger. And the likely answer is that we needed to draw attention to the fact that Killmonger's planning to double-cross the group. That's it. And that's kind of lame. We had moments like that in Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy.
What?
Small conversations that set the stage for a plot development down the line.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But that was never all they were. They were also moments used to build relationships and learn new things about our characters.
Okay, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's actually a really good point. I really agree with this. The Guardians films and Avengers 2012, they did this really well with establishing future mechanics by just having characters talk to each other in the very natural character moments that really develop the characters and give them more depth, while also just, advancing the plot. I'd say Guardians 1 more than 2, because Guardians 2 just doesn't really have a plot until like the last 20 minutes. But yeah. It's a good point, Nando. You gotta keep going with these.
See, he can be based.
Sometimes, yeah.
In Avengers, Tony antagonizes Banner, Steve and Tony argue. Natasha tests Loki. These moments are why we love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is not the explosions or the sky beams. Tons of movies have those. It's the moments in between the explosions, where we become invested in the characters at the heart of these stories.
Holy shit, he's actually making great points now. Okay, I really,
I agree.
I really agree with this. Avengers 2012, the reason I like it so much is the character stuff. The reason that elevates it so much in my eyes is how the characters, their relationships with one another and how their beliefs clash, but ultimately they come together as a team to save the world and overcome their differences. And how Loki tears them apart by bringing to light those differences and the making the conflicts arise by, like, for example, what he says that, you know, you already brought the monster, which, you know, his plan involved just unleashing the Hulk and shit like that, which I think is like some really great character stuff. It's all based on character traits that have already been established, and continues really well from a story standpoint from Thor 1, the first Avenger, and Iron Man 1. So I really like this, yeah. Iron Man 1 and 2, right? Iron Man 2 was before Avengers 2012.
Yeah.
Avengers 1 really is the high watermark for how one can build character.
Guardians is the best character-wise, but Avengers 2012 is up there. I mean, Guardians 2 is
I
the best.
kind of think that they're tied, to be honest. I think Avengers has some really good character work.
I can see
And the
that.
one
I don't know.
scene that I would
I
cite
like
is
Guardians
Bruce.
2 way more than Avengers 2012, even though I love Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, that's putting a subjective element into it, but talking from like a writing standpoint, they're both really, really good. I wouldn't say one does character writing better than the other. I think they're both really good.
Just going from it now, I think, I don't know if I would be able to pick either Guardians film or Avengers 2012 over one another. I think they're all pretty much on par. So, yeah.
Which is a difficult thing to do, because if you have a bias more towards one over the other, then you're gonna go, oh, this one naturally has better character writing. But when you actually look at it from a writing standpoint, it's like, oh no, they actually really
pretty
tied.
much. Yeah, because I love Guardians 2 a lot, but yeah, it's hard to pick. Yes, now there was super base recognizing that Ying Li not telling one who the purpose of Talos' existence during entire time together was stupid until he said that's just an epic. I mean, yeah, you know, that can happen. Nando can be base until he decides to go back to everything he's saying. It's like Filmento when he says he cites a bunch of plot elements of Tasm Chul that work really well, and then he says none of that is real. That's just, you know, stuff we see as we experience ECUM over the weeks and months.
So much exposition is
Yeah,
being
a
thrown
lot of
out
people just
during
make good points and they're like, never mind.
Yeah.
character. So much exposition is being thrown out during fights, and so many Chekhov's guns are being loaded. But every single moment also reveals something new about characters.
Yes.
Friendships are formed. Tension is being developed.
Yeah, when he showed Coulson, I really liked that. The visual he used, because Coulson is the character that ultimately brings the team together, his death, which is really meaningful. I think especially when you consider Coulson's character development in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as he goes forward, and when you look back to Avengers, you're like, this is way more meaningful because how great of a person Coulson is, and how much his death actually means so much to these people, to these heroes who he looks up to. And he's just like this normal guy. He's just this agent who works under Fury, who just follows orders. So yeah, I really like the way they do it with using Coulson to kind of get the team together.
Coulson is based. Coulson is 10 out of 10.
Coulson...
Though, to be honest, I kind of laugh every time I hear Marie Hill calling Fury out for his bullshit by taking Coulson's cards and putting it in his chest. It's like...
Oh, I love that. It's great. It's like Fury forces it, but it's like they needed something to bring them together. And yeah, I don't know, I really like that.
I picture what it would look like for him to do that, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Oh no, yeah, I
literally
think
just
it's
put
fun. I
cards
think that's
in the
really
dude's
funny,
chest.
yeah. Just like how he had to do it. But yeah, from like a strategic standpoint, Fury doing that makes a lot of sense. And it honors Coulson, and it's him honoring Coulson in his own way.
Yeah.
Though he does
Again,
a
it's
lot
just-
more
it's
for
just what to
Coulson if
do.
you do watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He does quite a lot for Coulson after Coulson dies. But, you know.
Yes.
Doesn't he make him the new director or some shit?
He did, but I was more thinking about how he brings Coulson back to life. But yeah, he does make him the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It was designed to revive a fallen Avenger.
Exactly. So good.
Oh, such a good moment.
I love it so much. The season 1 finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is fucking fantastic. Coulson being revived ruins Avengers 2012, etc. Hot take, give me likes. That's a fair point, friend. I can't argue against that.
That will create challenges in the future. And most importantly, all of those interactions are conversations that those characters, and only those characters, can have. Steve and Tony need to spar because of how Tony feels inadequate next to Steve, because of how Tony's father and Steve worked together in the past, and Tony never felt like he measured up to Steve. And then Steve not taking Tony seriously because he doesn't believe Tony is a serious guy who's going to make the sacrifice when he needs to.
This is okay. I'm really enjoying this video. Like, just not gonna lie, this is a good analysis of Avengers 2012 so far. It has like the character conflict that he's describing between Cap and Tony is just that is exactly why it is the way it is. And it's meaningful when you get something like Tony at the end of the film actually sacrificing himself to save the world. Like, he didn't die, but he was willing to sacrifice himself, and he didn't care because, you know, he was gonna save New York. And I think, you know, that's super meaningful. He's the guy that Steve didn't think he was. He just, you know, he used that chance to prove himself, and I think that's really, really great. It's a really great arc for Tony and Cap.
Bruce and Natasha need to challenge one another because we need to see Natasha's expertise at manipulation. Yeah. And Bruce needs to show us that even when he's across the table from a super spy playing mind games, he can keep his cool. This is the heart and soul of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The secret sauce. It is 100% why these movies and TV shows work, and without it, the carriage...
Okay, the TV shows don't work, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and hope he's talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as one of the TV shows that work. Because otherwise, he just ruined this point, so I hope he didn't.
Back into a pumpkin. These movies stop being special. In an interview for Empire, Black Widow director Kate Shortland said that Kevin Feige fought to keep the dinner scene in Black Widow. Yeah. She says, quote, "He doesn't give you many directives, he's very free. But that was a scene he really felt needed to be in the film. And Scarlett and I kept fighting him on it, saying, how will this ever work? But it became a very alive thing. You've got this bunch of people shipwrecked together who are still desperately trying to cling on to roles that they had in Ohio."
Not really. They aren't. The dad said the dad says that he never cared about them, and he was super bored for 3 years, and he only did it because it was his duty. We have the mom that has been working with the Red Room and has created she's been using Hydra's mind control to fucking help the Red Room control the entire world, and she never cared about what happened to her, you know, supposed children. Yelena is the only one who actually wants this relationship to exist. Natasha's like, it was never real, so I don't fucking care. So Yelena is the only one that fits this point. So you're wrong. Fuck off. And yeah, this dinner scene was shit. I can understand why Scarlett Johansson was like, no, we need to cut it. It doesn't work. But whatever.
Because that's all they know. That's all they have. And it's beautiful for me. So even when it isn't working, Kevin Feige knows that the dinner scene where characters sit around and argue cannot be cut.
Yep, you can't just have a scene that's like, the premise is, oh, these characters are going to sit around and they're going to talk about their feelings. It's like, it needs to be more than that. It needs to have a character reason. Like, when you have Tony and Cap arguing with each other in the farm in Age of Ultron, that is meaningful because it makes sense how their characters are at that position and to have them clash with one another. This scene is just them wasting time as opposed to, you know, following on with their plan to go after the Red Room. And it's the parents being fucking obnoxious and Yelena being a petty child and completely retarded with how she should be, considering she was just broken out of mind control after 30 years. And that's a good point, Tin. I'm glad you said that.
Shut up,
Yeah.
Tin.
Marvel movie does not work without it. Let's go back to that moment between Thor and Gamora when they all become suspicious of Killmonger. Where is the character moment there? It's missing, but it does not need to be. After all, we have a character in this group who would be a much more interesting part of that conversation, T'Challa.
Yo.
After all,
Well,
he's Eric's cousin.
Yo, he agrees with
Okay.
me. That's good, Nando.
what is happening?
Like, other than what he said about Black Widow, this is actually like a good point, so.
Although he probably does not know that yet. In fact, he should be suspicious of Killmonger. Killmonger
should.
seems to be the leader of Wakanda, but
He says that, but didn't he say episode 6 was the best and T'Chaka was just not fucking suspicious of Killmonger?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
T'Challa's never heard of him. And then on the other side, among his crew, the Mad Titan and father that Gamora apparently slayed. Does T'Challa know about Gamora? Was she ever part of Thanos' family? Nebula was, so why wouldn't Gamora be? We never find out what happened to Gamora and T'Challa.
That's actually a really good point.
Whoa.
What's happening?
What
Like-
the fuck?
Like that's something that could have been explored.
Yeah, you could explore. Yeah, that's a really good
Didn't
point.
think of it like that.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Because T'Challa, yeah, that's wow. Well done, Nando. You're making me realize how much worse the finale is. That's pretty impressive because I already thought it was a 1 out of 10. Wow. Okay.
What's this fucking parallel world we stepped into?
Hey, he still thinks that the dinner scene in Black Widow works, so he's not, gone fully to the light side, dark side, whatever. I don't care.
T'Challa's universe. In fact, does this Gamora that T'Challa has been working with Thanos? Sure, he's reformed, but that should still set off some red flags, create some tension among our group members.
Yeah.
I redid the conversation a little bit. Imagine this version. Do you
Alright.
trust him? I'm not sure. He says he's Wakanda's protector, but on my world, I've never heard of him, and he seems like he's hiding something. I think we may be related. All the more reason to keep a close eye on him. Family makes things complicated, I'm sure, but they're not above saving. On my world, your father and I were friends. He was
Why is he
stubborn.
doing the TSV thing?
Yeah. Yeah, you're being way too overt with this dialogue. You need to be more subtle, have more subtext. But I get behind the idea, though, that you just want to have these characters clash about, with what happened in their own universes and how one relates to the other and how their beliefs would clash. It's like, yeah, T'Challa is like this very virtuous person who was able to even turn Thanos away from his conquest, which doesn't make sense. But if you go from that premise and you have him talking to a Gamora that comes from a father that completely abused her and Nebula, you could have a really interesting conversation with them. Gamora being angry at T'Challa and then him trying to explain himself and then proving himself to her to actually have a small arc with how that could work.
T'Challa just tells her, I had a father once, and then she's like, yo, same! One of you guys sees.
I mean, the way to do it really is have T'Challa be trusting, and his reason is because of what he could do with Thanos.
Yeah, and then you have Gamora talking about how, I guess, her family experience has made her untrusting of anyone. Could make that, just try not to make it too overt, and then you could have that. And then T'Challa can actually bring up Thanos without actually feeling forced.
And then they start clashing due to opposite beliefs, and it gets heated.
Yeah. That could actually work, yeah. So I get behind the idea that
No,
Nando's going
it's
for here. He just, his rewrite isn't the best.
Yes, but he eventually did a lot of good for the universe. You allied with Thanos? That monster who tortured my sister and I? On my world, you forgave him. On my world, I killed him with this blade. Thanos was a murderer, and if he got his way, the galaxy
We
would
get
have been
it.
destroyed.
Move on.
Only a fool would
Yeah.
join him willingly.
Yeah, he's forcing a bit too much. And also, Nando is not great at voice acting. Also, he does not get the emotion behind the lines he's reading all that.
At least put on a female voice, for God's sake.
I don't really have that issue. I just think it's
Yeah.
there's no emotion behind what he's saying. Like it definitely doesn't feel genuine. It's like it's a nitpick because it ultimately doesn't matter to his point. But I don't know. I think it would have been better. Maybe get a female friend that should record the lines. I don't know. I did that for my Wisecrack video. I got Naira to record a line from a female character. So you know.
Hey now, hold on. I understand your concern, but you understand nothing. Either you are too naive to be trusted, or you are here to do Thanos' bidding. Steal
move
the
on.
stones for yourself. I knew it. Hold on. Thanos. The Thanos.
Okay.
You work for him,
Well,
not for him. And he's
My
different.
dude, we get it. Move on. You don't need
Yeah.
to keep fucking elaborating on this point.
Yeah, we get what the idea is. You can just move on.
For one, think Star-Lord is telling the truth. People can change. Besides,
Oh, hold on. Wait, I just heard something. He had
He
a Doctor
ha-
Strange question to try to work with Thanos, but Doctor Strange would probably know that.
Yeah, Doctor Strange would definitely know that because he's working with the Watcher. So you know which people the Watcher was choosing.
None of this is. Just stop with the dialogue.
Yeah.
why would he tell us about this Thanos if he knew it would upset? He's trying to confuse us. Hope we turn on each other. He wants us to fail so he can get the stones for himself. No, if I wanted the stones, I would have them in my universe. Besides, why should we trust you? You haven't even told us who you are. Isn't it obvious? I'm family, cousin. I don't have a cousin. Pops didn't tell you. He was embarrassed because he killed me.
This is so bad, and I don't think Killmonger would do this.
Killmonger will never do this, no. He wouldn't say he's embarrassed because he killed my dad. Like that just gives him that just gives T'Challa more reason to be suspicious of Killmonger. Because for T'Challa, his dad is like a figure that he really looks up to. So if that's the case, he wouldn't just be like, yo, I'm gonna trust this cousin from a different universe as opposed to trust my dad. So that's done. That's really dumb.
Killed my dad. Looks like deception runs in the family. Killmonger goes for T'Challa. Peggy blocks him. Let's all keep calm. We have a job.
Let's all keep calm. He just tried to kill one of your allies. That's not how it would go. Even in Avengers 2012, when they start clashing with each other, Cap, he goes like, he throws his shield that hits both Thor and Tony. Is like, hey, that's enough. And then Thor is like, do you want me to put my hammer down? And then he hits Cap, and then they stop fighting. You can't just have like him trying to hit T'Challa once and Peggy be like, yo, stop. The conflict still continues. Like Cap was still trying to calm it down, and they weren't getting calm. You could just have, oh, it's fine. Like Cap wasn't calm at that moment. He was assertive more.
to do. Well, we should sort this out before we kill on just to wind up with a new genocidal warlord. Let me...
What? Why would he think he would become a genocidal warlord? What? Why would he assume that Killmonger would be able to just get the stones and wield them? That makes absolutely no sense.
And that kind of just reveals everything.
It does. I mean, if he says that, then boom, like, they're never gonna let that happen later on in the episode. So that conflict can't happen. I mean, it shouldn't, anyway, because the episode's done. But...
Strange would probably subdue them and just order them to stop.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't.
Oh yeah, he could just separate them with his magic and be like, yo, stop. CV, did you say you had to leave? I'm not sure if you should leave now or...
I do need to leave.
Goodbye, fuck off, die.
Nobody likes you, CV.
Yeah, fuck you.
You're
fuck
officially
you,
fired
fuck
as
you,
an
fuck
econ
you.
host,
Bye,
okay?
cringe vids.
Fuck off, pedophile.
One more fuck you, just for good measure.
Alright. It's fair enough.
Pedophile.
And burn in hell.
Pedophile.
CV, I'm on the verge of kicking you from the group just because of how cringe you're being.
Rotten piss. That should do it.
Sure.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, people.
Fuck CV. Hate that guy. Pure cringe. So anyway.
Peer into your mind. Find your true intentions.
For fuck's
Sure
sake.
would not have picked us if he didn't think we could be trusted.
fuck's
Hello.
We should be working together to stop
Welcome.
I swear to Christ, Joe. Fuck's sake. So yeah, guys, this is a new ECUM guest called Certain Vids. Probably never seen him before, but here he is. Hello.
Hello.
He too is a
This is my
pedophile.
first time.
It's
This
his
is
first time.
the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Vert and Sids.
Yes, that is me.
Your PC,
Goodbye
John,
again.
home
Goodbye.
PC.
Just leave the server so Jab
yes.
can't keep ringing you.
This isn't a server,
Goodbye
Marcus.
again.
Same shit, Jab. Who cares? Group chat, same shit.
Leave the server as well.
He is in the server, to be fair, yeah. So anyway.
to your mind. Find your true intentions. The would not have picked us if he didn't think we could be trusted.
Right. So, wait, so he can just look into their minds and be like, yo, I know exactly what you're thinking. If he could do that, he would have done that from the beginning, don't you think? That just makes him way more incompetent.
Yay.
Like, it's not like Doctor Strange to just trust people at face value.
Yeah. I'm not a really big fan of trusting PP myself, mainly because it gets everywhere. It's kind of yellow depending on how much water I drink, and it's just like, yeah, man. I don't really get trusting it. It's great.
Sure. But yeah, I don't think Doctor Strange would trust people at face value. Like, he didn't trust the Ancient One until she showed him that she was able to, you know, travel between different dimensions and shit.
We should be working
Goodbye yet
together
again.
to stop
Goodbye.
Ultron. I can defeat him by
No,
myself.
I do trust
If
that.
anything, you'll all hold me back. Now,
Gamora would never say what? Gamora knows she can't do it by herself. She needed Iron Man in the other universe. Why would she think she can do it by herself with Ultron, with all the Infinity Stones? It's pretty dumb. Nando, you started this video so well. Why did you have to become cringe?
hang on. I say we take out the little Panther Cup right now. I'd like to see you try. Come on, everyone. This isn't what the Watcher wanted. He stood by while my universe was destroyed. Said,
Yeah, but you were facing the consequences of your own actions. You're learning. So he's just undoing Strange Supreme's arc now. For fuck's sake, why are you doing this? This dialogue is terrible, Nando. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
couldn't interfere. Maybe this is a trick.
Maybe this is a
Listen.
trick. What? Why would what? It's not a trick. He's seen what the fucking Ultron was doing. What's happening? You literally made him say that he needed your help. You clearly have been talking to one another as well, because of the way you casually talk to one another in the end of episode 8. Ah, this is so shit.
I have a date tonight with a very nice scientist. And unless any of you can make those purple crackly portals, my only way home goes through that weird bald guy. I understand you don't trust each other, and you fear that we will lose.
Has he just been narrating this entire time?
Yes.
Yes.
It's been like 3 minutes of him narrating it.
That
It's just getting
fear is
progressively
tearing
worse.
you apart. But where I come from, there is a saying: you're down and out.
It's actually getting to the point where this is starting to sound worse than the actual episode. Which is
Yeah.
amazing, because,
Yeah, because
like, when you started, it
he's
sounded
harming
pretty
characters
decent.
at this point. Yeah, he's harming the characters at this point, and making the characters seem less competent. Which, like, the episode already wasn't good in terms of competency and characters being smart. But at least Doctor Strange, Strange Supreme, was still not assassinated, and now he has been. So, congrats.
All you need is a strong heart, nerves of steel.
Yeah, Party Thor would never say that. Like, that's completely out of character for him to say. He just does not care. He's like, let's get this over with. I need have a date tonight. And that's the most we get, pretty much. Like, he wouldn't be this loquacious and articulate.
Viva Las Vegas.
Oh my.
Oh,
And
fuck
then
off.
I really wish I hadn't pressed play. Ooh, that hurt my soul.
Goodbye. See you later.
Oof, that was rough. Okay,
That might just leave.
Las Vegas.
alright.
And then Ultron appears, and the fight continues, as it does.
Yeah, but Ultron wouldn't appear unless they called attention to him, which is what Thor does. So you can't just... So this also doesn't work plot wise. They were getting ready, and they were gonna wait until it was morning till they actually were prepared to do it. As they only fought him at that point because Thor attracted him, and in your version that doesn't happen. So that also doesn't make sense.
The show. That's all you. One exchange that brings the internal tension.
One exchange. You talked
One
for 3
exchange?
minutes. It was
Fine.
three. It was
Nothing
3
like
minutes
conversation.
with all the characters talking to one another about a bunch of retarded shit. That isn't just one exchange.
What the hell?
To the forefront of the conflict. I mean, if you have Gamora and Star-Lord talk about Thanos or Nebula, what's the point? They could just be any 7 random characters brought together by the Watcher.
They could and they should. Not random, but characters we haven't seen before, because the versions we have seen aren't that good at stopping the that Ultron version, and the Watcher has infinite universes to pick from. I guess the only one that I understand I'm picking is Doctor Strange, Strange Supreme. The rest, it's like, I don't know, they're not nearly as strong as they need to be.
And the great thing is, this tension is not manufactured. There aren't misunderstandings. The universes that these characters are from inform how they act with characters from other different universes.
I agree
That
with
is the
that.
natural
I agree with that, but the way he was going about it, I don't, because, you know, his dialogue is shit.
difficulty with bringing characters from different universes together. And characters like Gamora and Killmonger are right to be distrustful of strangers, especially strangers who work with their enemies on their homeworld. Like this Killmonger killed his T'Challa, and that never comes up in this story. Widow and Thor were both Avengers, and she never even mentions how happy she is to see him.
That's a good point, actually.
We're
Yeah.
back to the good points.
Right.
It's just 3 minutes of shit, but it's actually overall not a terrible video, I guess. But yeah, that's a good point. Widow just does not care about Party Thor, does she?
Killmonger has never been to space or met an alien before, right? He should be a little interested in that, so let's have fun with it. You need these moments because
Sure. I don't think that's entirely necessary, but it could be interesting if you have Killmonger being kind of excited because he's never seen shit like that before, or maybe kind of scared or skeptical. I don't know. It could be interesting to explore. I agree here.
at the end of the day, we know the MCU doesn't end here. The Guardians are going to kill Ultron and save the multiverse. And since this is a team-up story, a big part of the tension comes from whether they can learn to work together as a team. The problem with What If's finale is that they are already a team. They already work well together and trust one another, so the final fight, at least for me, felt hollow.
I really agree with this. Part of why the Guardians 1 and Avengers, the final team up moment works so well is because the characters get past their differences to fight for something larger than themselves, and then they learn to embrace each other's strengths as opposed to focus on each other's weaknesses. So yeah, I agree with this.
It's even the same in Guardians after the whole nowhere situation.
Yeah. I mean, the moment where they actually choose to team up together is when they stand up after Quill makes his speech about having 12% of a plan.
Such a good scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Try to think. Guardians 2, it doesn't really have that because they were already together, but it does kind of have that because we have the conflict between Rocket and the other Guardians because of how he was trying to push them away because he couldn't fathom that these people actually cared about him, and he hates himself, so he doesn't want them to like him. He doesn't think he deserves it, so he tries to push them away, and he learns to embrace that, which also works with Yondu's character arc and how it relates to Quill. So there is actually quite a bit of it when we get to that Guardians 2 team-up shot, which is probably my favorite team-up shot in anything. But I think it is. I love that team-up shot. Fucking great.
Can't wait to find out how every single character's character assassinated and how Guardians 1 and 2 are both 3 out of 10s.
Hey, Guardians 2 is like a 6 out of 10 from what I've heard, so, I mean, I'd give it
Only
a
a 6. Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We had Nightbreed arguments, so shit.
Yeah, I would say I rewatched Guardians 2 that last week. I'd give it at least a 9. It's insane how tight that film is. It's really great. Really, really great. And, you know, the characters are phenomenal, as always, because it's James Gunn. So, he knows how to write characters really well.
One shot from Avengers that works incredibly well is the line where
Even in
everyone
a
fights-
supposedly bad movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the Suicide
Yeah.
Squad also has... I'd say Ratcatcher 2 is probably my favorite James Gunn character. Maybe Peter... I think Peter Quill was the first, but Ratcatcher 2 was close.
Rocket
Suicide
is
Squad's
probably
super.
my favorite character, but I really like King Shark.
King Shark's great.
Yondu.
Yondu is great. You can just list most characters from his films, and it's gonna be like, yeah, I can understand why he'd be your favorite, like Peacemaker or Bloodsport. I guess only Harley Quinn I would think. Just like I don't understand why you'd pick her as your favorite because I don't think she has that much depth. Though when she kills that dude, I actually think she's got quite a good speech in terms of her character and how she's grown from her experiences with Joker.
The problem with Harley Quinn is that she had 2 movies before the Suicide Squad, so she's the most well-known out of the entire group, so I think James Gunn made the correct call to focus more on other newer characters instead of on Harley Quinn. Because it's like,
I can see
why
it.
give her
I
more screen
understand
time?
that, but the issue is that she doesn't really have character in Suicide Squad 2016
I
or Birds
think
of
the
Prey.
character that she has works enough. I don't really see why she needs to be developed too much, especially since she's a
I don't think
crazy
she needs
person
to,
most
but I
of the time.
think getting more development would be nice.
I'm not gonna say like I wouldn't appreciate it. I'm just saying that if we were to have a movie with the same amount of time, runtime, I mean, then it would mean other characters get focused on less, and I don't know if I'd be happy with that.
Sure. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I like the prospect of Harley Quinn actually getting more development. The Harley Quinn TV show, season 1 actually does a pretty great job at developing her. I can't say for season 2 because I need to rewatch it because I've heard it's not great. SK really doesn't like it, so I need to rewatch to be sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, SK's a bit of a tit most days nowadays.
I mean, yeah.
So
it
take
happens.
that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think it could be neat if she had more character, but I do like her speech when she kills that dictator dude. I think it's pretty great.
One shot from Avengers that works incredibly well is the lake where everyone fights together.
Yes.
It's the whole movie.
Yes.
Everyone is finally becoming a team. And I
Yes.
think it's telling that this episode has a shot like that. After it focuses on the characters, the camera shifts focus.
It's also
to the
quite
plot
amazing how
events.
that one shot is better looking than like 90% of the shit that we get from the MCU like after that point. Like the only times I can think of a shot that looks as good as that in terms of like character teaming up is Guardians of the Galaxy, but there's
Yeah.
nothing else that does that as well.
I think it's just a combination of everything. You have because we've seen the entire film, these characters trying to fight together and to team up, but not being able to because they can't put their differences aside. And when they finally can, it's quite meaningful. And then we have like fantastic music. The CGI is actually pretty great. And you know the acting and everything. I think it really works really well because of the build up, and I think it's like they built the film around that scene in a way where it's like it's not that they wanted to get to that scene, but it's like it's a scene where we need to get to. How do we get these characters to get to that scene in a meaningful way where we actually care about them at the end? And that's why it's a scene where you're like, holy shit, this is like a phenomenal one take. You know, even if it's like CGI, so it's not really one take, and but it's still really impressive.
I want to defend SK quick from Paragon. I wouldn't say he's been slipping lately. I disagree with his Guardians takes, but he's still having what appears to be good takes with stuff like Homecoming. We're allowed to have like a slip up.
Yeah, no, I'm being a little bit facetious when I say that. Obviously, he's got good takes and stuff.
Yeah, the
but,
thing
like,
is, when me, Jeb, and Shandy say shit like that about SK, you shouldn't take us like extremely seriously. Because we joke around with SK all the time. So, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I can say he's fucking retarded for saying Guardians films are bad, which is like, yeah, he can have a bad take. It happens. We've had bad takes, such as Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we defended on this same very podcast. So it's fine. It happens.
But that doesn't mean he isn't also slipping. I mean, TLJ, I mean, not TLJ, Return of the Jedi, his character assassinating Luke, it's like, don't know
Yeah,
about
that's
that
a
one.
weird take. Yeah, sometimes these takes happen. But anyway, getting back to the video.
The Soul Stone. This show understands the mechanics of a fight like this.
No, it does
But it's-
not. It does not. If it did, Ultron would have won 5 seconds after he arrived. He would eat the galaxy and it's like, oh, I guess we're done. So, I'm sorry. None of the episode should have happened if Ultron was actually smart. Which is also an issue with Age of Ultron because Ultron is really dumb in that film, but you know, it happens.
Lacking what makes the fight interesting. The elements them from being a group of random strangers to a team. And I've read interviews that say that What If episodes needed to be cut down due to pandemic issues, which makes sense.
Just delay it.
Huh?
Like, if it were me, I'd just delay it to actually have the episodes the proper length so you could actually develop these stories the proper amount. Because I really had a lot of issues with the episodes.
See, the
not
thing
having
is, I
enough
don't know
runtime.
how much of a point that really is because Disney and a lot of these other companies have been losing a lot of money, so it's like they're trying to make sure that they get as much.
Oh no, I
profit out
completely
of it as
understand
possible.
why they would do it. I'm just saying in terms of you wanting the best quality of their product as opposed to just wanting money. But like from a perspective of just making money, I completely understand why they would just pump out when they do. Because like one show ends, 1 week or two later, another show begins. And that's just how Marvel has been this year. Yeah. I'm actually interested. Thoughts on Age of Ultron? I really love the film. It has great character moments, but the plot is not great, and Ultron is a really dumb villain for the most part. But I don't know. I really like the film. I like it a lot over even some of the better MCU films. I don't know. I think I like Age of Ultron more than Iron Man 1, for example. Just that first act of Age of Ultron is really fucking great, and then the plot starts to slip once Ultron gets access to the internet and everything. But it has some really great character moments, especially with Tony and a bit with Scarlet Witch. I like that scene with Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye, where she's like having a panic attack and Hawkeye calms her down, just being like, nothing makes sense, but I'm gonna go there and fight these robots. Yeah, it has some really great characters. That's pretty much it.
This is not the first episode to feel like it's missing something. And the zombie episode both end at a point in the story where you'd expect another 10-15 minutes or so. And I mean...
Sure, but I think I'd add them those minutes like earlier in the episode to make how we get to those points make more sense, but I kind of understand that, yeah.
Entire episode, Tony on Sakaar, was delayed because of the pandemic, so who knows what this would look like in a pre-pandemic world. Bottom line, I don't think there really needs to be a difference between a story that focuses on plot and a story that focuses on characters. Characters move plot forward, the plot forces our characters to make decisions, reducing it to one or another misses the point. They're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with this. You shouldn't just focus on one more than the other. You should work with the two of them in tandem to actually make a pretty functioning story. You have you develop the characters to get them to a point where their decisions are meaningful and also consistent with who they're established as. And then the plot forcing them to make decisions shows a bit about their character, so it kind of works hand in hand. So yeah, good point, Nando, once again.
However, if you do not spend enough time on moments, the plot suffers. It's a shame. What If did a lot of things right, but when it came time to cross over the characters, it forgot why putting them in a room together is interesting in the first place.
Okay.
And before we go, I don't want to nitpick. I saved that for my podcast.
Kill yourself, I
mostly
swear to Christ.
nitpicking,
Oh,
but
stop it.
there were some things in episode 9 that just, really bugged me. There's the stone is in the middle of the thing, and he's running. Why? Fly, teleport, just pull the stone over, dude.
Yeah, that's
And if you
retarded.
want to hear me nitpick episode 9, you should definitely sign up for this video sponsor, Curiosity.
No, I'm not gonna.
Stop.
Fuck
Yeah,
Curiosity. Yeah, that's a terrible sponsorship. So anyway, that's the video. That was actually not terrible. Like, I don't know. I agree with most of it. The big problem was how his rewrite was really shit and how he praised the dinner scene in Black Widow. that was actually a pretty good video. So, wow,
Yeah.
I am impressed,
Yeah.
Nando.
That's-
Yeah, quite a bit of the stuff he criticized for What If stuff we can agree with, and I think that also shows why some other MCU properties work really well, such as the Guardians films and the and Avengers 2012, so, as he said. So yeah, that was actually a pleasant surprise. And now the title of our stream isn't a lie anymore. It's What If Nando Movies made a good video, and he did. Whoa.
Oh,
He has it in him. I'm proud.
I'm glad we were surprised and the title of our stream is accurate, because I did not expect it to be. I just wanted to have a title with What If on the title because I thought it would be fun. So, you live and you learn. Sometimes stuff just falls in place. But yeah, I don't know. I'm glad we ended today on a high note where actually works quite well. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. Shandy, what are you working on your channel? What you doing over there?
So I'm doing two things at the moment. On my channel, I'm currently working on a script for my Spider-Man 3 video, and I'm currently also doing podcasts with my friends on UvuCast. Do I send you a link to that?
Sure.
Or
You can send me a link then. Yeah. I will put it.
yeah,
in
our,
the chat.
our most recent video was us looking at the prequels and looking at videos defending the prequels, saying that they're well-written movies. We analyzed, we discussed people like Anomaly Inc., which was a fun time. So yeah, if you guys
Did you
would
tell
like
him
to, you can go
to
check
swallow
that
up
out.
the bullet? Because if you didn't, I'm gonna be quite underwhelmed.
I mean, I brought up the bullet thing. I can't remember the context for why I did it though. So there's that.
That's good enough, I'd say. Please tell me the link showed up in chat, because if it didn't, hey, it did. Okay, links are working again for me. That's good. So yeah, if you want to check out that stream, it's there in chat. Shandy's channel is in the description if you want to check that out whenever his Spider-Man 3 video comes out. Or any other
We
video.
also did a video covering Blind Manor. So if you guys want to see Shandy's extremely non-functional, shitty opinion on Bly, go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, go check that out. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Is there anything I want to say? Next week, what are we gonna do next week? Oh, we're gonna talk about Doctor Who. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We
Oh,
finally
no.
are able to, because Zod finished it and the new season's coming out and everything's falling in place. So that's good. So hopefully Friday we'll talk about Doctor Who. Let's see. I posted a video about Shang-Chi if you want to check that out. My channel's in the description. I wanted to have that out like a month ago, but I couldn't find the time to edit it. And yeah, it's me criticizing the film for an hour. So if you want to have fun with that. And also Madvocate is making his own video on
Everyone just
Shang-Chi if you
die.
want to wait for that. You did die, Shandy. Well, rip Shandy. So anyway, yeah, I made a video on Shang-Chi. And the rest of these guys are working on their shit, but they're really slow. Isn't that right, everyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeb, have you even decided what your first video is going to be?
Did I say? I think it might be Doctor Who, to be honest, because season 13.
I assumed you were going to do Loki, but sure.
Doctor Who PD.
Hold on. Is everyone dying? Or am I dying? What's happening?
I have no idea what's going on, to be honest.
It's because 10 went robotic. Jeb, repeat what you said. You were cut off.
So Doctor Who's going to be quicker, so I'm thinking that first. I think he's got so much to write.
Sure. But what are you going to talk about in terms of Doctor Who?
I'm going to see its current state after season 13, how you can refresh it, what RTD will probably do, how I would like to see it go.
Gotcha. That sounds like an interesting video. I'll definitely watch that. It's
Yeah,
not like I
boy.
watch everything my friends put out. It's definitely not a thing I do. Tin, you're working on a video like for months now. Is it ever gonna come out?
Yeah. Probably not. I've got a. Part of me's kind of. I wouldn't say I've given up on the script per se, but part of me knows like. There's some bits that are just really hard for me to get to, so I'm just trying out maybe a couple more ideas in the meantime, just to actually work on something so I don't fall into laziness.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And Zod, you've been working on like a gazillion videos. Or is anyone ever gonna come out? Come on.
Yeah, this one I'm actually sticking to. I'm getting through it quicker these days. Hopefully it'll be done sooner rather than later. It'll be, well, I'm not going to say what it is specifically, but it'll be the one and only Marvel thing I ever cover.
Nice. We know you love Marvel, so I know it's hard for you to pick just one project to work on in terms of Marvel.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, someone asked in chat what they thought of the Batman trailer. We really liked it, but we're gonna talk more about it in the next ECUM. We're gonna focus more on it before we talk about Doctor Who. So yeah, it's pretty much it. We'll talk to you guys later. Subscribe to everyone here, and CV he also does stuff. He uploaded yesterday a reaction to the Batman trailer. If you want to check that out, channel's in the description. So yeah, I will talk to y'all later.